We are live. Hey, y'all. Go ahead, hit the like. We are at 62 people. Hit the like button, y'all. Hey, Helena. We are at 62 people. Oop, just muted. Hey, Julia. 77. Are we getting to 100? Crystal Cooper, hey, girl. I feel like we need a theme song, don't we?
I should have sent you mine.
We got to get some waiting
room
send
that video over to you. Yeah, I have one that I created last night. I should have sent that.
Oh, I like that. We definitely got
on my channel too.
Hey, y'all.
I'll try and drop it in the chat and see. Hey, y'all. I'm gonna drop it in the chat.
All right. All right, y'all. 8:03.
All right.
We have 105 people here, 85 likes. Come on, y'all. Hit the like button and then we can get into it.
Yeah.
We got some hot topics, y'all, of course. We're going to talk about y'all's favorite Atlanta housewife and her trifling ass baby daddy.
Block the brick.
Right. Trifling and proud.
Right, and proud. Ooh,
I dropped him on.
Me.
That's what I think.
I got a picture for this.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to give them one more minute before we jump in it. 8:05.
Body, give me a beatbox. Give us a beats all night.
Okay.
I hear it. Those sound like New Orleans bands. That's what she playing.
No, that's the old ladies first. You know how when it first come on and it's just the horns.
Oh yeah.
Okay, listen, ladies first. The rhyme that is wicked. Those who don't know how to be pros get a victory.
All right, y'all. Screenshot from the neighborhood talk. The hot topic tonight, y'all, we're going to talk about Candy's trifling baby daddy. Okay. I was really tired of hearing about Block for seasons and seasons and seasons on Atlanta, but he decided to put himself in the limelight. And this is from the neighborhood talk. Shout out to neighborhood talk. Block speaks on Candy being his sideline and how she allegedly got mad and called his wife and told her that she was carrying his baby. He then went on to just really talk bad about how he's not going to go out of his way to forge a relationship and that he won't ever chase his child. And that if they want to have a relationship with him, they come to him. So what do y'all think about that?
I think Block full of shit. I think Block has always been full of shit. I feel like he loves to blame Candy as if we did not see him not be available for Riley for all, 12 seasons that Candy has been on Housewives of Atlanta. Even when he came on there and promised to do better, he didn't do better. And the key part is most of the stuff that we know about him being a deadbeat is from Riley, because Riley herself, how she acts and reacts to him is proof of him not being there, not Candy making it seem as if Block ain't shit. Riley let us know, I don't have any kind of bond with him. He don't try to be around or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I don't get how he keeps trying to go at Candy when Candy isn't even the issue. your daughter don't like you because you ain't been there. So to try to make it seem as, oh, well, you know, back then she was a side piece. I'm like, but you had a girl. Like, if you had someone at home, you can't make it seem as if it's Candy's fault that she got pregnant. It's Candy's fault this and that. It was two of y'all together. And how do we know that Candy knew that you had a woman at home? Because as we know, men lie. At the end of the day, Candy was always Candy Burris. We don't know you, sir. Like, who are you? She was rich back then. She was Candy Burris of Escape when she got pregnant with Rice. I'm like, girl, Brick ass, get on my goddamn nerves.
Not Brick. Same thing, right?
Okay, same thing. Go ahead, Bonnie.
Oh, all right. Go ahead, Jen.
I was just gonna say that he's definitely full of shit. And I don't like how he brought up the conversation about the wife and what the wife had to say when Candy said that she was pregnant. And he tried to continue to make Candy look like a bad person. But I just want him, or at least the question really is, when is it going to be accountability on his behalf? Not so much as Candy stepping in. You were the one that was married and in a relationship. So when are you going to accept accountability? And when are you also going to step up and be there for your child? But I guess we have to wait another 18 years for that as well. So he's full of it, and I'm with Candy for like moving on. If you don't have a relationship, and let me just say this as a single mom, it's never a child's responsibility to reach out to an adult. That's my opinion. I never agree with that. Like, I've had my son's granddad on, his dad's side. Tell Jay to call me. You have his number. I gave him a cell phone for a reason. You do not have to reach out to me. If that's something you want to do, you would have done that. I would never tell my child to reach out to a person that's not actively in his life. That's just not, if it's my mom or somebody that, I know it's like, hey, reach out to your grandma, call your great grandma, check on her, whatever. But if it's somebody that's like a forced conversation, and my son has already told me that he doesn't feel comfortable, he doesn't like things like that. So I'm not a forceful parent. I don't force things on my child. I really honor how he feels in a moment. So if that's how you feel, I have to respect that. And I commend Candy for respecting that. And if you don't have a relationship with your child, that's nothing to do with the mother. That's everything to do with you, because you're running away from responsibility. And the sad part is that you're not realizing that this responsibility is still on your heels. That's what I don't get. You're a grown, old man. You've been around for a long time, and you still out here playing like you're 19. Makes no sense. But those are my 2 cents.
Okay, so for me, I feel like something wrong with Block. I think he might have a brick or a block in his brain, because the things he said on that radio show just made me feel like, oh, somebody validated this dumb shit for you, didn't they? Somebody told you that you were right in this. I'm tired of all of y'all men who feel like it's always the woman's fault or the child's responsibility, anything but you actually being responsible for being a deadbeat dad. Block, it don't matter how you try to slice it, shake it, lay it down, spread it wide. At the end of the day, if you cared so much about your relationship with your girlfriend who you had all them kids with, then I guess you should have done 1 or 2 things. One, you should have married the bitch, because don't nobody give a fuck about your girlfriend. I don't care how many kids y'all got. Like, I understand people, respect relationships, but you're not married. So stop talking about, oh, Candy called my girl, she was a sideline chick. No, bitch. At the end of the day, just because you implanted all your all your seeds in that girl's eggs, does not mean that she was your wife. She was your girlfriend. Okay. I don't have respect for that. Because I feel like dudes think they can just kind of throw that out there like that means something. If it meant something, then you wouldn't have cheated on her. Like, if your girlfriend meant something, you wouldn't have been fucking Candy Burris behind her back. Okay.
Right.
And raw at that. Not only did you have sex with Candy Burris, but you had it raw several times. Okay. And now you're going to, oh, she was a sideline chick, and then she said something. So if you want to say something, your child over there. So what you wanted Candy to do? Come and drop her baby off to you in your wayward girlfriend's house so that y'all could fuck her baby up?
Girl.
Exactly.
See, and then at the end of the conversation, he then went on to say, yeah, I got other kids I take care of. I got, what he say, 5 other kids. Mm-hmm. So it's like, you're saying that as if that's something to take pride in. Like, that's why you can't be fathering all these children in different households. That's on you. That's not on Riley.
You then your dick. Control it.
And then he felt like, well, her kid over there. So because her kid over there, that's for her to deal with. And if when the kid come back around me, if the kid can't love me the same as if I've been around, then that means someone put thoughts in her head. I'm like, no, nigga, you ain't been around. She don't like you. Like Riley already seems like a kid who likes to herself. So I feel like she's comfortable around family. You like a stranger who kind of paid child support for 14 years and kind of just did not come around. And her thing probably is too, I have siblings who you have a bond with. And you don't have one with me. Why am I the only kid who you don't have any bond with? And you can't blame it on my mama didn't bring me to your house. Why didn't you come over and get me? Because as he said, he was in the industry too. He was in working with Bad Boy. He was a producer of that era. So you had money too. It wasn't as if you was a nobody. Like you was a behind the scenes dude. I get it or whatever. But again, don't make it seem as if Candy had it was her job to make sure that you was in the key of life because she was a side piece. No, Candy Burris wasn't a side piece. I don't care. Candy Burris was not a side piece. You may have been to your girlfriend, true, but Candy was not your side piece. You got her pregnant and then didn't want to deal with it. Because at that point, he said he had 4 kids with the one girl and he had 1 kid with his current wife. The girl from back then who he had 4 kids with, he didn't even marry her. You didn't even marry one kid. How is that even a thing? And I want all my kids with me. Brick is an asshole. I think Brick wants attention, and he feel like if I could attach myself to, because like no one is asking him about shit about him and Candy. And she got a whole new kids, daddy, job. Why bring it up? It was like he knew saying that would get attention to that interview because no one else cared about anything else he said. And now
I don't even know what he was promoting. You're right. What was he even there for?
Radio?
Nothing.
Like
nothing at all.
Like in my video when I talked about I was Candy Baby Daddy. Like nobody know who you are, nigga.
Right. Block what? If you search block what?
You know what you search? Block Candy Baby Daddy. That's what you should.
And then he comes up.
You have to.
Boy, please. Boy, bye.
Exactly. Okay, one more hot topic. We did not discuss this, but I feel like we can't pass it up because we missed some of y'all on Monday night's panel.
Let me cut my oven off. Hold on, y'all. I'm listening though.
Okay. So this next hot topic is about our other housewife, the bone carrier. Do y'all care that Tyrone is out of jail? And do y'all think that this is her move to try to get on season 14?
Okay. So here's the thing about that. I do think that it's her way of trying to get back on the show because she ain't got no money. And Sheree is somebody that needs somebody who got a little bit of money. And he just got out of jail. And even though, you might be enamored with him, you might like him, but I feel like any smart woman looks at something from the viewpoint of I have several different positives from this situation. So yeah, okay, he just got out of jail, but he gonna blow my back out. I need the D, right? I need the D
for 2 seconds.
Prison D, okay, which is that D inspiration. I ain't had no puss in a while. Like he really gonna tear it up. So she want that. I think they do have a relationship. Like I think the relationship is real, but I definitely feel like there has to be an ulterior motive for why somebody like Sheree would want to be with a man who just got out of jail. Even if you're into wire fraud, maybe you do have money locked away somewhere, but you still have to be able to make more money. Yep. So I can only suppose that the show is an angle.
I don't know what's wrong with Sheree. I feel like Sheree has always tried to create a storyline, whether it was when she was trying to get back with Bob. Every couple years, she comes up with some new scheme. If it's the fashion lines with no fashion, back with Bob for no reason. She came back for one season and carried some bones around. I mean, she's always... She's so silly. She's always searching for something. So I feel like Tyrone was so 3-4 seasons ago, like to come back full force. Oh, he's out of jail. We together. Like you are snapping pictures with a man who's fresh out of prison, who you wasn't with. It's like, does she want to be on WeTV now? Is she gonna love it to lock up? Like, I don't get the point of it. If you love him, cool. I think if it was something not for TV, she would make it so public. She wouldn't allow the little leakages of information if she wasn't trying to get someone's attention to get herself on some kind of show. She may want to be on Marriage Boot Camp. I think she's angling for, or Ayala, or some show that her and him can be on and kind of build up for that. Even if she's on next season.
Love Locker?
Yeah, she won a show. I do think she likes him away, but I think it's for a show. Because what else is Sheree doing? Like, what did she do for money? Like, did she work at Neiman Marcus and we don't know?
What happens live?
It's like, what does she? How does she pay for Chateau Sheree? No one knows nothing that she does. Like, she don't even have any like business ventures that we know of to support. So what does she do?
Support or alimony at that point, right?
But them kids is grown, ain't they? Ain't them kids like adults?
Right.
Well, I don't think because was it Bob he got any money?
I don't know because I thought they said Tyrone paid for that chateau, so I don't think she has any extra.
Oh, cut it out.
Buy your transfer money.
Yep.
Girl, Jay pay money.
That makes you very smart about something.
And also, that's probably why there was the delay in the build. Y'all know she was building it and then stopped building it. It's
the prisons had this because I have a friend in prison. Okay, and we childhood friends or whatever, and he had like
y'all's faces.
So I have when he's been in prison. When my nephew was 14, he's been in prison for at least 13 years. Okay, and he would because he is the uncle to my nephew, so we share like that's what it is and whatnot. We cool, and he was like, I need you to do me a favor. I'm like, what favor? He's like, I want to give my daughter some money. So can I send you some money and you can then cash at my apartment? Okay, cool. So what he did was he sent me a whole check. It was a check. It was somebody else's name. I'm like, wait, who is that person? Whatever. And they have like bank accounts at the banks at the prison and they can send people checks of money to do things. I do wonder if it was a hold up with that because Tyrone had to send her multiple checks to pay for the chateau. But because I was like, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want no one sending me checks in someone else's name that I have to be in cash and put in my account to clear from a prison. It was like 3 separate checks for 3 separate amounts from his prison. It was from his prison. But I'm like, why ain't none of them in your name? It's I'm
surprised they even let him do that.
The prisons these days is like real yeah, because I was like, why would you not tell me that you was sending? I thought it would be in your name to go to your daughter, which I didn't mind. I'm like, it's a kid or whatever. But I'm like, you sent me 3 separate checks and 3 separate people's names for an amount for your kid, and I'm like, don't do that no more. Like, I don't do that. So I'm like, maybe Tyrone would maybe do the same thing. I don't know, but that's my look at the lockup story.
Okay, don't be Phaedra and Apollo, bitch.
Look, I was like, I said no, never again. No, don't do that. Cause don't ask for a favor, but then don't explain the bullshit of it all until it's in my mailbox. And I'm like, who the fuck is John Doe and Jack Dillard and Sean White? Like, who the fuck them? Ain't none of them your name.
Don't give me
But I would actually like to see. I'm interested in knowing what's going on with Tyrone and Sheree. I mean, because we never really get to see Sheree have a man on the show. But also, it makes me wonder because Sheree doesn't really like to tell her business for real. Mm-hmm. So is she truly doing it to get on the show, and then you get on the show and you ain't giving us nothing? Because everybody's gonna want to know more about Tyrone, and we really gonna want to know about you because we know Jogger's not coming out.
She just gonna be.
We know that. So what else? I mean, only thing you really got is Tyrone. So I'm gonna want to know like what's going on with that. What's your relationship dynamic? How did y'all even meet each other? Like, I want to know more about him than just her alone. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I would be open to it if she did come back. I wouldn't be mad at it. Huh?
Did he get paroled to her house? Like, I want did he get paroled? Like,
he's in a halfway house. Yeah, he's at a halfway house right now, but after that, she's taking pictures showing everybody he's real. He probably already got his side of the bed.
Not got his side of
for sure.
All right, I think that's all we got for Sheree. I seen a mix of responses in the comments. It seems like most of y'all want her back. And I'm thinking that they might be thinking about it because she has been on Watch What Happens Live. I thought that was so random to pull her out of nowhere for Watch What Happens. I mean, just close the book. I mean, I feel like it's tacky to come in and out. You in or you out?
Look.
Well, who would she hang out with though? Cause she, you know, like I feel like if Sheree come back, how would she fit into the new Drew and Toya? Like, how would she fit in with the kind of new girls? Because with Nene gone, with Phaedra gone, you know what I'm saying, with Kenya always on some bullshit here and there, like, how would Sheree even come in and fit into the group? Because she's a vet. You know what I'm saying? So, like, would she even mesh well with the newbies having her own storyline with her and Tyrone? I would want to see, like, Tyrone making prison food in the house, and, you know, he walk around the flip-flops or whatever, like, he in his prison blues and whatnot, and Shrek, like, you know, this ain't prison, and they fuss about, you know, so this, I would like to see it, but would it fit the show?
I think Sheree's a way to be back into the show. I think it could be Marlo, even though Marlo's not a main character. But when she was introduced to the show, wasn't she introduced as Marlo's friend originally? So maybe she could come.
She was Nene's friend at first.
Oh, Marlo was Nene's friend first.
And Marlo was Nene's friend.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They just got into it at the hotel that time on that trip.
Or she could make up with
they were friends and then they fell out.
She could just make up a kid. She ain't gonna need somebody after the whole stripper gate thing. And then
all two people.
I just I'm over them trying to recycle old housewives. Like, I don't want to see Phaedra. I don't want to see Nene. I don't want to see Sheree. All of them, when they were on the show, acted like they didn't want to be there. They weren't given anything at some point, and they were acting like they didn't really want to share. There are way too many people that are thirsty to put their lives on blast to be famous for y'all to keep going back to old bitches that don't.
Exactly.
That's true. I love me some Phaedra. I would love to see her on the show. I'm cool with Sheree, but we're gonna recycle. They might as well go ahead and work on getting Candy out the door. And then work on getting Miss Kenya out the door so Miss Fallon can come in. Y'all know this Fallon was nowhere near that bachelorette party. Yeah. But they could bring
on my watch.
I would love to see her.
I did not see that.
She's like, not with my marriage.
Her husband said, you ain't going over there. You're going to be right here.
I forgot that she was even on the trip. That's a good point.
That's why I think she ain't really going to be able to be on this show like a full cast member. That's why she, you know, they trying her out. But I don't know if her life. There are a lot of people who really have the money and should be on a show like this, but people don't blast like that.
Mm-hmm. That's like Tanya. Tanya didn't, you know, Tanya was like, I don't want to be a full-time housewife. I have other shit going on. And I think when the whole thing happened or whatever, that could be a reason she left. Because again, I had too much to lose to even play with the bullshit of y'all saying I fucked somebody. So I don't really need this show. Because that could be why Fallon wasn't. Because I'm like, how did Fallon come for everything else, but she was at the dinner or back at the house? And did Candy not get an outfit for her? I'm like, you know, what was the reason that Fallon wasn't there?
What was that? Sorry, had to do it.
Nah, that's what I was saying all last night after watching Married at First Sight. But we're going to get to that. What was the reason? That's all I wanted to know.
Okay.
I want to reach my internet screen. Oh, I can't. Okay. We're going to start off with, let's start off light. Family reunion, y'all.
Okay.
Girl, look, why is Trick Daddy look like a dead moth? Like a dead moth. Looks like a dead moth just sitting there with a hat on. What is, girl? They did
That's too much airbrush right there. He looked like it kind of reminds me of Michael Myers-esque. You know how his face just be so flat against that Halloween lighting.
That's in Trick's face. Nice try, but to no avail. The Mucinex monster putting a hat on is still the Mucinex monster.
God. A mess. So this episode, there really wasn't that much. I haven't been watching the previous episodes. I jumped in. I saw a little bit of Carly Red and her daughter's relationship. They are twins. I think this is the most human that I felt like Carly Red was, seeing her with her daughter, because usually when I watch her, I'm like, get this lady off the screen. She doing too much. Gucci, Louis, Prada, all that stuff. So it was good to see her there. Did they ever in the previous episodes talk more about her childhood? Because like, was she there or was she not, Carly?
She said her daughter said she wasn't.
Yeah, I said she wasn't there.
You could look at Carly and tell she wasn't there. She was out here popping pussy and getting the music videos with Mimi back in the day. So she definitely wasn't there for that little girl growing up. She left that little girl with her grandmama so she can be a hot in the puss young mama. out here, you know, hustling. Don't get me wrong. Like,
Yes.
Candy leaves Riley with Mama Joyce to go on tour. That's hustling. But when you leave your child with your mama so that you can go on tour and fuck rappers, it's a hustle. I don't
Right.
sacrifice that you should have made.
Right.
Because I mean, when you look at the conversation they were having, it seems as if she thinks the fact that Jasmine was able to go to good schools and shit, it, you know, makes up for the fact that she was never there. But Jasmine is in a constant state of heartbreak because she feel like other people know her mama better than she know her mama.
Mm-hmm.
And I say this all the time. Like, I don't care what nobody say. I wanted my mom. I wanted to be under my mama. I wanted to be around my mama. So for me, when I see people act like, you know, it's, you know, a kid should just be fine, I just kind of feel like that's bullshit to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
ignore the emotional parts of being a mother. Like, you weren't there. Like,
the weird part, I feel like when Carly's daughter was old enough to where we should have seen her before. Like the fact that we're just now seeing her on the reunion show, I feel like Jackson. But that one time when she's like, it was a lie. It was a lie. I feel like she was old enough to have been on the show from the start. Like she's 26 now, meaning at the time she was probably 18, 19 years old. If Rashida had all them kids with Kurt Key, like I feel like most of them would have their kids like around in the background somewhere. Carly to me has always tried to make it seem as if she was younger than she was. And had her daughter around.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Found out how old she was.
If I'm gonna keep tricking y'all into thinking I'm younger than I am.
And that's why I think her daughter don't like how. I think her daughter recognized that her mama kind of kept her, away somewhere so they don't know anything. And the fact that she could cry just by seeing her mom talk to people speaks volumes. Like it means not only were you not there when she was a kid, once she got older and you got on, you probably still wasn't around. You probably still left her wherever she was and felt like, okay, she grown now. I paid for whatever. So I don't even need to now bond with her, even though financially I don't have to be gone that often. And that's why I think she feels as if you can't parent me now and be hard on me now, mama, because again, I'm grown and you wasn't here. And I think probably don't want to acknowledge that her like, oh, well, I was working. How? Doing what the W-2s at? Like, what was you doing for 20 years that you wasn't around at all where she said you wasn't there and this was my daddy? Who was the father?
Right.
And bopping. I can't wait for us to get into Trout Mouth Judy because I think they have the same situation where she wasn't there for Mendices while he was growing up. Now that he's an adult, you want alone time with your son. Bitch, why? So you can fuck him? Stop being weird. Okay?
That's very weird.
Like, see him with the kids, but stop trying to, be in competition with his wife because he was a kid. And I feel like it's the same thing with Carly. You weren't there for Jasmine when she was a kid, and now you want to overparent a 26-year-old woman on this trip. At the end of the day, Jasmine, don't fuck Ray J.
Please
don't. You don't want those stress troubles. You really don't. But ultimately, if she did, she would be no different than you, Carly.
Come on. She following in her mama's footsteps. I definitely think Carly was, I do believe Carly was somewhat protecting her daughter who wasn't new to that lifestyle and she's coming into her adulthood. So I think at one point she was protecting her daughter, but I also think she was also trying to hide her age. And now she's trying to overprotect her daughter now that she has her on the show because her daughter is starting to have these conversations where I think Carly is starting to see some of the errors of her ways, which is why she has this girl on the show now and she's trying to overparent her or at least like what Carly said, stop her from doing some of the things that she may have done. And that's the same thing we saw Jock say about his own son. He sees certain similarities. He already knows which lane this is going to go when he wants to kind of prevent his child from going down that road. But I don't think Jock was present either in his child's life until later. I think he said that because he was on tour a lot. He was traveling. So it's funny that the two, they kind of got some similarities there.
I also wonder if Carly sees that she no longer kind of needed on the show. So let me bring in my daughter because I know we have things that will be it. Because I think she can't be oblivious to the fact her daughter feels some kind of way. So I wonder myself like Carly can't bring in another man. Like you can't bring another dude on the show. So like, is you now allowing your daughter to be on the show because you need something to be your storyline to now be on another season? Like if they do more, episodes of this show or more hip hop or whatever, like Carly, like she needs an angle, and I'm like, is her daughter that angle now? Is you using her for an actual storyline? Because like you can't flirt with Jock no more. You're not really beefing with anybody else. So like, is this your angle of now I'm here to have beef with my daughter?
Mm-hmm. This comment right here, Carly looking real different. And let me say, I didn't watch episode 1 and 2. So whenever I turned the screen on, the episode on, I saw her face pulled. Her face is pulled.
Her face like a brick. She looked like Jen from Salt Lake City. It's the same hard ass face.
And we told her not to do this. Like, I feel like we definitely said, Carly, stop on the last season of Love in Hip Hop Atlanta. But see, she didn't block me, so she don't want to listen no more. She mad. I think she might be the only person that's ever blocked me that I've actually like paid attention to, because I was like,
did she see a review or something, or she blocked you on Instagram?
She had to see a review.
She must have, she's definitely seen a review in like, I guess the 10 years I've been reviewing Love in Hip Hop Atlanta, bitch. I don't know when. Child, we all said shit about Carly, but she blocked me on Instagram. I was like, really, Louis Gucci Prada? Like, is that deep? You would that hurt? Okay, fine. I don't need to look up. Because I wanted to see what was going on with her face. Like, but she definitely needs to stop with the filler. Please stop. Yeah. Don't need to do that. Made yourself older by doing that. Had you left yourself alone, I don't understand why people can't do the Vanessa Williams, way of, you do like a little boop boop right up. You do a little boop boop right up in here. That's it. You leave it alone. Okay.
Even like Vivica Fox. Vivica Fox did bad stuff, but then got it fixed, and now she looks more natural.
She did get it fixed.
Carly needs to go talk to Vivica and figure out who fixed Vivica's face. And get her face.
Carly needs to go talk in the mirror and have a conversation with herself. And the reason why I say this is because Carly is a gorgeous woman. She was beautiful before she got this stuff. I feel like when she got in that past relationship and things weren't going so well, I think he affected her her self-esteem about herself and tapped into with Mo, her insecurities, and then which led her to go and want to go fix her face because she didn't need all that stuff. So I think that relationship could have had a lot to do with why she did that. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking. Like,
because that was her time came back and looked different after Mo. You're right. She had a little bit of work done before him, but after him, you're right. She did look more.
Which relationship was this? Who?
That husband, the Mo dude who was in jail for that, stealing all that money.
Yes.
Did y'all keep Jock being shady though?
Arkansas Mo.
What he said? Talking about how the daughter. Well, did he say Carly was looking at the daughter in her prime or something?
Yes,
like that?
he said in her prime, and I was like, that's exactly what my thoughts was when I turned the TV on, because when I seen her sitting next to her daughter, I was like, oh wow, she's a mom. And then my second thought was like, dang, they look just alike. But if she would just loosen it up right here just a little bit, they would look genetically the same.
Last episode, they showed Carly. Well, no, maybe episode 1. They showed her back in the day when she was modeling, like that. Carly, she favored Corinne Steffens back in the day.
Yes, I thought. Yes, she did.
Yes, she looked like Corinne Steffens. So to see her original face, to see her now, you're like, okay, you had work done, and you was gorgeous before, and she don't look bad now. Her face just looks surgical, like it's a surgical brick face, and I don't like it.
Right.
In a good maybe year. I feel like it's probably been like a year plus since I've seen Corinne Steffens, but I'm pretty sure she still looked the same.
She didn't mess with her face. She kept her because she was. I think some people in that, like Corinne Steffens, Melissa Ford, even the Tay girl, Tay, I can't think what her last name is, who like those video models of that time or whatever.
Yay.
Tay has a kid with a basketball player.
Tay Haggard.
Yes, her. Yeah, their faces now look just as natural as it did then. They were smart to not change their look. But some people, honey, like Carly, I'm like, you look totally different now. You didn't need to change anything. I get you may want to get bigger boobs. Okay, that's your thing, but like, don't touch your face until your face is finished forming. You look surgical now. I don't like it. Her face scares me sometimes.
Block
Thank
me.
you.
She should have went with Cynthia doctor.
Block me.
Girl.
Yes.
So okay, and then the next thing we get Jock and his offspring. That boy seems so lame. Whenever I seen him, I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. When I seen him walking with Jock, I was like, yeah, that's definitely your daddy. And I could imagine, like, if I went to high school with that boy, he would be like telling everybody, yeah, Jock my daddy, Jock my daddy, Jock my daddy. But still none of the girls want to talk to him. Because the way he was trying to talk to Jasmine. But I did think it was good to see him being a dad, just like it was good. Well, at least to see him adjacent to his kid. Like I said, it was nice to see Carly with her kid because we don't get to see that from Jock. I did think it was really sad for him to experience so much loss around him this episode. He talked about his nephew. He talked about Mo3 here in Dallas. I heard about that. That was a big deal. And I never heard anything bad about him either. So that's super unfortunate. Hey, Josiah. Oh, Josiah's here, y'all. But
Hey, Josiah.
Yeah, I think that was really sad. And then the timing of them talking about like Black Lives Matter and gun violence, I think that this episode was better than what I expected. I had been kind of procrastinating watching it because I'm tired of Love and Hip Hop, honestly. So I didn't want to watch it and see like some old Love and Hip Hop shit. So when I seen this episode, I was like, okay, this isn't that bad. Like I could probably watch another one. So y'all have thoughts on Jock?
I do.
I think the Jock that we thought we knew isn't who he is. Like Jock has always been like dealing with some girl or whatever, or them kids. And this episode showed, one, he's a father first, because like I want my son here, and two, to see him not want his son to make the same mistakes that he's made. And for him, it's like, I'm only on you when I see you and me. And I don't want you going the way I went because you can do so much better. Like, it's good to see him trying to instill betterness in his son. And the fact that when his son said, like, I can't do things in your town, it has to be my town. I like that Jock didn't keep pushing the issue, but he also is going to keep pushing the issue in his own time or whatever. It was really shocking to see Jock find out about Mo3. Like, his reaction to it made me feel like, okay, we don't know how emotional he is about things or whatever, and I'm happy he was on the show to show men can show their emotion and not care about how it looks or whatever. I like that he showed his son that to go to his son emotionally and say, this is why I be on you, because this dude was chased down and murdered on the freeway. Your cousin was, murdered at my club, whatever. You was arrested at my club, in the parking lot. Like, he's trying his best to not lose his son. And I feel like his son kind of got it a little bit when Jock came in there and was sad about Mo3 dying, get killed. I think we need more scenes like that. Like, Love and Hip Hop went away. And when it came back, I was happy it came back like this and not like the regular show of, them doing whatever. Like, to bring the right cast on the show to address these issues. A lot of people might miss the goodness in this show based on what it used to be. And it's like, I think this episode was proof that, the show can be better than what it was.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So for me, the whole thing with this whole episode, I'm gonna just say I don't even want to talk about Black Lives Matter no more, to be honest. Like, I know we have to talk about it at times, but putting it in these spaces becomes exhausting for us because we need escapism, and that's what it is for us. So we need like a break from that. It was still a good episode for a few reasons. The other things we're gonna talk about, because I hope we get to Ray J, but when he went to his son's room, like, I just need to put eyes on my kid. And then when they were at the table at the end, and he was like, I prayed about who I should bring with me, because we all know, he got buku kids and he got Kendra and whoever else that he could have brought. But he was like, God told him to bring his oldest son. And the fact that he brought him and this happened, I know that if his son were not there, he would have been so stressed out, not being able to put his eyes on his son, because even though, you know, he may not have been in danger, that's a fear that he has anyway. So to see him feel like, I need to go and put eyes on my son, I need to go and hug my son, it definitely was like the moment where everybody realized Jock ain't here no more.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? And he's always kind of been with the stunts and antics sometimes just to be seen. So to see him is very real, organic, raw way, and like the way he's the voice of reason for Scrappy a lot. Like, I'm definitely feeling I would like to see this Jock in the ensemble cast, you know, back, you know, in regular weight. You know, they need and new people and all of that. But I honestly, there are some of these people on this cast that I feel like I would still like to see, as long as they have things going on, you know? And
sure.
Jock always finds a way to have some shit going on. But shout out to him though, because I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I was like, he need to make sure that club is safe. Because I do not want to hear that somebody shot and killed young Jock outside of his club. I would definitely cry.
Absolutely.
I ever heard some shit like that. It's certain people you just kind of grow to be attached to over the years. And the Atlanta crew, I'm a little attached to them. So anything happen to, you know, most of the people on that cast, I would probably feel hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just love a distant relative, and I might, you know, little tear. I'm all right. Shout out to Roxanne. So yeah, I was here for Jock.
I feel like they said everything about Jock. I mean, it was a good conversation that he was having with his son. I just hope that it's able to penetrate. I was hoping it would have penetrated a bit sooner, considering the fact that he lost his cousin, and I'm sure he and his cousin were very close.
Yeah.
And you lost your cousin at your dad's establishment, you know, and then you see this situation with your with Mo, and then your dad is crying. But I'm sure your dad cried even worse when it came to his nephew, which was your cousin. So hopefully he gets it. You know, he seems like one of those teens. You know, when you grow up, you always think you know everything. You got to kind of go through some stuff. But hopefully Jock continues to keep his son close to his vest, continue to try to show him other things, because I know he wants him to separate from those friends, but if you kind of keep him occupied doing other stuff, then he ain't gonna have time to hang out with them. So hopefully they can get to that place where he continues to figure out what it is his son loves to do, and he has access to possibly allow him to do those things and introduce him to those people to occupy his time, so he don't have to worry about running with the wrong crowd at all. So I like Jock. I like the serious Jock. I like the growing up Jock with how he was versus how he is now. And I like the joking Jock, because Jock to me is kind of like the Ray J of Atlanta for some reason. You know, Ray J always gotta be silly in Hollywood. So I love that Jock. So I'm always gonna love seeing him on my screen.
He less of an
good.
Ray J, for sure. He's like,
more likable.
Right. Ray J likes to intentionally be an asshole, I feel like, where Jock kind of just likes to play around. He childish.
If Princess was smart, she'd have found a way to poison him by now.
That goes into the next subject. Okay, so all I remember, so y'all can go ahead and fill the gaps for me, is Ray J talking to the dudes and saying how Princess is hollering at him, saying, oh, go to your room, and then also mentioning how she filed for divorce first. But other than that, I don't remember. But is it just me, or do y'all feel like we've been hearing this same exact Princess and Ray J story for like 2 years? I think this summer will probably be 2 years since she was stranded in Vegas, or maybe a year and a half.
I feel like it has been about 2 years. At least the end of 2019.
I feel like it was.
She was pregnant with that kid. That son is like 2 by now, and she was pregnant when it happened. So it's been a long time ago.
I'm like, why do we keep talking about this?
Everything about this shit. Like the conversation on Zeus, like they talked about this same situation then. I'm over Prinky and Ray J, because every time you turn around, it's we're getting a divorce. Oh, we're gonna stay together. They're always doing that. So I'm over it at this point. But I would like to say I don't like the way Ray J explains things as if Prinky is upset about absolutely nothing at all. We all know you did something to make that. And why did she continue? Why? You know he's a cheater. You know he dogs you out. You know he don't give a fuck about your feelings whenever he get ready to not give a fuck about your feelings. Why would you continue to have children with him? I think they both see each other as attractive means to an end. He wanted beautiful children and a showcase family. So what did he do? He found him a beautiful stripper, wifed her up, had babies with her, locked her in the house. She's a showman piece.
Was she a stripper?
Yes, she was a stripper.
What?
Floyd
I didn't know that.
He was a stripper that Floyd Mayweather was dating when him and Ray J and all of them were kicking it and all of that shit a lot. And then all of a sudden, you know, Floyd and Princess break up and now Ray J's with her. So yeah, she had a little pass around history. But it's only because she's so pretty they allowed, you know, and she's that mix and all of that type of shit. I think that's the only reason they've allowed her to not have host status, because they cleaned her up for Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah.
Like it was a lot of her being, you know, stoic and just there looking pretty and covering up her titties when you were a stripper, you know, like a couple of years before this. But anyway, Ray J has consistently been this person the entire time, and she constantly goes back to him, which makes me feel like you just want to be with him because he provides you with comfortability. What else are you gonna do if you're not with Ray J?
Right.
You had babies, and I think now he's trying to save the marriage because he realizes that it's cheaper to keep her.
That, and I think that when she talks about divorce, I honestly don't believe Pinky really means what she says. I feel like she said that to make him feel away, which is the reason why I guess he found out on social media. I think she does it to make him feel away because Ray J's parents have been together all his life. So I think he really wants that in a marriage. So she kind of threatens him with the whole "I'm gonna divorce you" thing. I don't know what to say for them. I don't think they're ever gonna leave each other. I really, really don't. I mean, I believe it when I see it. You know, when everything has been finalized. I don't think they're gonna leave each other. And I think it's a few things. That's the father of her kids. She don't want nobody else to get him. And when they got engaged and even got married, there were a ton of naysayers. Not a lot. It was a ton of them. And I think she doesn't want to really prove them wrong, but she definitely likes to, I guess, work his nerves with the divorce. I mean, because we keep going through this same thing. This man let you fall in the pool. No, he pushed her in the pool, right? He pushed her in that pool. Yeah, I mean, and she just deal with, and then did she go to jail for him? He had her go to jail, so he didn't have to go. So it's like he's showing you what it is. He know you're not gonna go nowhere. And the girl, good luck. That's all I got. I don't know.
And she said that, Jamie, you're right. If you watch Zeus, which I canceled Zeus after One More Chance, I talked to y'all about that. I was like, I cannot watch 4 hours of raw footage. But if you watch that episode with Ray J and Princess, she said that she felt like the only way that she could bother him or get his attention is by putting his stuff on social media. So they played this game with each other back and forth. So she said that's why she filed. And that's why she ran to social media saying that she was abandoned, because whenever she was hitting him up, he was ignoring her. Yes, he was ignoring her. But as soon as she took it to social media, she knew he would react. So they like to play games in the public.
Right.
I think Princess know she's not going to leave him. I think Ray J know that he ain't going to leave her. I also think Princess know Ray J don't give a fuck. Ray J going to do what Ray J wants to do, whether he's married or single, as we've seen. I think Princess loves the lifestyle that he gives her. Okay, let me have 2 kids. I have 2 kids. Boom. That's at least 18 years of financial support. Also, I'm his wife. I'm his only wife. He's not going to divorce me because he don't want to lose half or nothing or whatever. And I give him a form of a family man in the business world that he's not trying to get into. Ray J is no longer a love and hip hop artist or, you know, a rapper or a singer or whatever. Ray J is trying to get into tech and be a businessman. And you have to have some time a wife and kids that play dates and dinner dates with the other people who are in business. So both Ray J is smart to know I got someone with me who will fit into them circles. Plus, she not gonna leave him because she need me. I don't really need her, but she looks great on my arm. My mom and them has now accepted her, so let me keep her around because again, what else I'm gonna do? Anyone else he get with will want him for his money. Like I think there's no way he can leave her and then find someone genuine because Ray J will always want to be Ray. He gonna want to party when he want. He gonna want to cheat when he wants to, and Princess will put up with it. She'll blast him for it. You know what I'm saying? She'll blast him for it, but again, that will then create another storyline or TV show or conversation to make more money off of. And I think it's genius.
Yeah,
it's also toxic.
It is.
Yes.
on his church suit and put in his little earpiece, and now all of a sudden he's a family man. You know, pick up the
Yep.
kid on the knee, my beautiful wife, you know, who used to be
Ride on a scooty bike.
right on the scooter bike. Pranky, you know, y'all, I ain't gonna lie. As long as Ray J is on TV being stupid, I will always want to see it. I don't know why. Like you
It's
said,
entertaining.
for unedited 4 hour, you know, shows and shit. But I can't say that I'm through with Love and Hip Hop because there are certain characters that I just still like to see and imitate, and Ray J is one of them.
Yeah.
Love and Hip Hop, for the most part, Love and Hip Hop, when they have real cast members who want to come here and do real shit, not the ones who want to come just for TV, who don't have nothing to do really, that it's around or whatever, it's very entertaining. It's a reason why the show was so popular for years in the beginning. Somewhere along the line, it's trickled into, you know what I'm saying, too produced, too fake, to where we don't like the bullshit. I think that's why people are like, oh, this is something new. This is the old Love and Hip Hop of the people hanging around and having real things go on. Like Jock getting that news on camera was a real situation. That's how the show used to be. Now, well, at least the past couple seasons, it was produce fights, you know, the producers, you know, getting ear, or the cast members like, you know what, I need some screen time. Let me start a fight with so and so, and then the whole fight can last the whole season. For instance, Paris and April, who had an argument at the reunion, we didn't get no fucks, but I feel like they did that so that way they would have something to talk about next season. But Corona happened, and you know that didn't happen. So now on this particular show, oh, let's get massages and chit chat. Bitch, we don't care. Like the show when it's authentic. Like when you have Jim Jones, Chrissy, Yandy, you know, Mama D, you know what I'm saying, Mama Jones, like that was the heart of the show. That's why the main cast from, you know, was in New York, Atlanta, and with Miami. Are those on three?
Yeah, Hollywood.
On Hollywood,
yeah,
we got the first main cast, Masika and them, Hazel E and them. Like they got to the point where they were trying to be a character. They were no longer who they weren't themselves anymore. Let me be the Masika that y'all want me to be for ratings and for money, and we don't like it at all. So it made it even worse.
What did we miss anything else on that episode? For the reunion, family reunion.
Well, Bambi and Scrap. Bambi. I'm also eating, y'all. I got off work. Bambi and Scrappy kind of avoiding their issues when Bambi said that she told Scrap that she don't feel like herself, and he would then complain about how, well, I gotta raise 3 kids or whatever. I'm looking like, I feel like they never took the time to be a couple. They was messing around at one point. I feel like in one way or the other, he picked Bambi because Eric and him could not work it out. And not that Bambi's like a second choice, but I do think if Eric and him could have worked it out, he would have been with Erica. And so I feel like him and Bambi never had a real bonding time before getting married, before she got pregnant first and second time. So now you've been married 3 years, you got 2 kids, and now you have to be married. Neither one of them can do that because I don't think they really know each other as husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, so that's why I think they have 2 different ways of talking about their issues, where she feel like it's all him, he feel like it's all her, because y'all don't know each other. It ain't fun. Like y'all, it's married life or even a committed relationship is hard, and I think they never had that. And so now they're having to be in a committed relationship where you can't just easily leave. They don't know how to do that. Like she don't know how to tell him, like, I may have postpartum. I feel sad about myself as a mother. She don't know how to tell him that because they've never had to have a real talk. He's never had to really express anything to her. Like if you have not had to sit and cry to your wife or your woman, y'all don't have no bond. Like she has to see you down bad. Like she has to help pick you up from sad moments to know how to handle you when you pissed, sad, happy, or whatever. They ain't had that. And I think that's the issue. That's what needs to be addressed. Not Erica.
Right.
Scrap. And they avoiding that. That's why they're fussing in private.
Okay, so for me, I feel like with Erica, for Scrappy is an extension of the issue he has with the BAM. which is his unwillingness to make himself uncomfortable for whoever he's with. And I do believe that he really loved Erica and wanted to be with her, and that situation never resolved itself. He just moved on to Bambi. And he said something in the episode that raised my eyebrow. He was, basically saying he married Bam because, he was like, this the one that's gonna wipe my ass if I needed to. Like, y'all always want to get with women who y'all feel like y'all can use and abuse, and that's gonna hold you down in all of this shit. So you choose her for that reason. But do you love her enough to fight for your relationship? Because every time you turn around, your ass is talking about how I don't want to force it. And forcing it and fighting for it are similar energies, but they're not the same. And I feel like it annoys, because Scrappy is the type where, I'm going to go at it. I'm put the balls on him, and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. You want to go hardcore on everything that don't matter, but when it comes to your relationship, your marriage, your family, now all of a sudden, I don't want to push it. I don't want to rush it. No, you don't want to inconvenience yourself. You don't want to be the person that has to take responsibility and be the bigger person in the situation. Because if you were, then you would be able to sit down and have a conversation with Erica to resolve y'all issue. I also feel like he don't want people to know that he still loves Erica. And I think any also Erica is going to let that seep out. So
I agree with all of that. All of that. Scrappy is just a poor communicator as a whole. He's just terrible. I mean, I don't really know what to say for Scrap. I think Bambi does want to talk about the issues, but she has to do everything on his time, just like what Erica said. Like, I gotta wait till Scrappy's ready to talk about it. So I mean, I am concerned about their marriage now and what's gonna happen between the two, because they're not really getting anything accomplished. But Bondi said it all. It ain't nothing else I could really say, because she didn't hit the nail on the head with everything.
Did y'all peep that comment though? It was a comment that really made me kind of feel bad for Bambi. Whenever she was trying to express that she had postpartum, or she said she didn't know how to express it, she said something like she was overwhelmed, and Scrap was like, "Oh well, you just gotta take care of 2 kids or something. I gotta take care of 3 kids." And I was like, really? If Bambi is your wife, like, you should see all y'all's kids together as a collection, but you got to make it like you versus me.
And also, E-Money is 14 years old. That's not the same thing as the 2 under 2 years old or under 4 years old. I can't remember how old Breland is, but Breland has to be like 3 or 4 years old or something like that. And then they have who she just had. Her hormones are out of whack. She says that I need help or I need this, and then you tell her about what your issues are. That's still, like, to me, immature way of communicating. At the end of the day, everybody has gone through this. You tell somebody what your issue is with them, and then they want to bring up what you did to them as like a response to what you said. No, handle one thing at a fucking time. I said that this is my issue. Let's resolve this, and then we'll get to yours, because you didn't come to me with your issue. I came to you with mine. So nobody wants to hear about what your issue is right now, because we're talking about my issue. And at the end of the day, you having to find a way to pay for 3 kids is not the same thing as Bambi trying to figure out how to physically take care of 2 small children, a husband, a household, be a good stepmother, and probably still worried about the money herself. Every worry that he has, I'm sure she has it herself, on top of the physical responsibility of being a new mother and what her hormones are doing. And I feel like Scrappy has never had to be there for a pregnant woman or a woman that's having a child and going through these stages, because when E-Money was a baby, you was out on tour and doing whatever you was doing. But I don't think he was there for Erica in her pregnancy and in her being a mom and whatever happened after she had the baby. So he doesn't even know how to be a support system, which is so annoying to me. And then whenever somebody tries to talk to him, Scrappy is on some, if I don't want to do it, I ain't gonna do it shit. And I'm just like, Daryl, if you don't go talk to your daddy, and I feel like his daddy is the version of Scrappy we're waiting for him to turn into. Somebody who listens, somebody who can sit down and have an intelligent conversation and take his ego out of it. And that's the thing that works on my nerves about him, because I love Scrappy, but so fucking immature, and he has been spoiled beyond by Mama D.
What's the play devil that was advocate with how we know Scrappy is? What I don't like is Bambi knew that. She saw how he treated Erica, how he treated Shay. She saw the worst in him and how he treated the woman before him. And a part of me feel like because she had a little bit of a beef with Erica and Shay because of the overlap of the mess or whatever, a part of me feel like she wanted to win and didn't care that he won someone who wasn't worth winning. You know what I'm saying? As bad as Scrappy is, and he like Scrappy said, I get that, but I'm like, if I see how bad he treated his baby mama, why would I then go have 2 kids with him? Because he hadn't even fixed shit with Erica.
Let's not forget, Erica is fucking terrible as well in a way that the band is not. So I think so Erica was real nasty about it. Erica wanted to fight Mama D, and like, let's not forget, like, I really feel like the Bam comes into the situation like an adult. The Bam comes into the situation like, you know, Mama D working on my nerves, but I ain't about to fight no old lady. Like, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Erica, on the other hand, let's get buck, bitch. You ain't jump up, but you ain't gonna, you know, like, y'all know how Erica got down. So I feel like at the end of the day, they were 2 different type of people. And if I'm remembering correctly, the Bam and Scrappy broke up, and then Scrappy went to Miami and was, you know, looking destitute and had the cockatoo on top of his head, looked like ain't nobody loved him. You know, he was down there in Miami, Foolai lying with you know, the other, you know, your boy with the long dreads. I forgot his name.
The other guy, Shooter.
No,
Shooter.
No, the rapper in Miami, the one who was with the girl.
The gun dude, gunplay.
Gunplay, yes, he was kicking it a lot with Gunplay. And it seemed to me like he was really going through it emotionally because he looked crazy by the head, and he was just like, I'm just out here living, you know. And then he got into that car accident and ruined his leg and went back to Atlanta. And that's when him and Bambi got back together. And I think it was because he realized that Bambi was going to be there for him even after everything. So I think he actually showed her something when he came back to her, even if it was only momentary. I think he showed her something different that made her think they could have something. I mean,
I would have waited. I wouldn't have married him and got pregnant because, you know, I get they want to be together, but I feel like Scrappy is Scrappy. we love him, but Scrappy's always been him. I wish he would have waited to have 2 kids just to see how they were together. I think the trouble she's having now, I think because they move so fast, she's trying to catch up in life to where she is. And I think had she waited a little bit of time, she may have felt differently now. Because now she feels lost because she's married to a man who don't understand her. And I think it's because, one, he is immature, but I just think they move too fast just in general. Because like the accident, the pregnancy, the marriage, the second pregnancy, it was like bam, 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 bam.
It definitely moved fast, but I still feel like it's not it. Them other women were different from Bambi. You know what I'm saying? Just in the way they situations. So I do feel like Bambi thought it might be a little different with her. Because she handled him differently, and she may not have been so volatile in the way she handled him. Whereas in other relationships, it was all volatile. And we could talk about Shay all day, but he never put Shay in a place of position. Erica was the only person besides Bam that he has ever been with. Without Diamond. Let's not forget about Diamond. That he put in a place of position in his life. So I do feel like she thought things might be different, but I do agree that they rushed into the relationship. But I still root for them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I want them to make it. I'm like, Mom, I want them to make it.
Me too. I do.
They need to grow up.
Yes.
They both need to grow up and talk to each other. They both need to mature a little bit to be honest with each other, with how she feel. And when he don't get it, be like, motherfucker, listen, you will sit here till you get it. Like, don't be like, are you gonna get it? Are you fine? Leave him alone. It's like, no, like, talk and communicate.
Right. I agree with that. Mama D need to go sit down somewhere and stop making things more difficult.
Right. All right. Before we jump into this next show, hit the like button, y'all.
Like the video.
Like button. we are going to get into this mess right here. I mean, unfortunately, it's not too much to get into because the ignorance, I mean, that's the ongoing theme for this show right here. Go ahead and hit the like button, y'all. Let's go. How many people we got? We got 524 people in the chat, about 320 likes.
Like.
Like it up.
Video.
And then we'll keep it moving. I need to have that overlay like Bondi got. Like the video. I'll wait.
Okay. Listen, someone be mad talking about those tacky graphics. You're better than that. I'm like, what the fuck?
No, I like it. Like, especially
I'm better
Who
than
said that?
Shout somebody in my comments. I was just like, if you don't get your dumb ass off my name.
no, because that gets my attention. Like, if I'm listening to you and then all of a sudden you just stop, I'm like, wait, what happened? My connection needs to be like
the video.
Like the video, y'all.
I'll wait. So I'll wait.
Yo, I will wait.
I take that time to get vocal rest. You hoes ain't gonna be having me talking for hours.
Man.
Right.
Like this video. You know what I've been saying lately? That y'all stalking me. If you sitting in my video and you don't like, you don't comment, you don't say, hey, bitch, you stalking me.
I think it's so, I'm like, why are you here but you ain't saying nothing? Like, this, at least say hi, say hello, say
right.
I ain't got time for that. And I don't think they get how much it takes us to like keep talking for like long periods of time. And then it takes energy, honey, and breath, and you gotta be thirsty, your throat dry.
Oh, don't get hit in the throat with some air that make you cough. You know how you be talking?
I know.
Excuse me. No, okay, we at 357. I was watching another YouTuber, Janice Highland. She talking about people come to your house, they eat your food, they don't say thank you. Just hit the like button, say thank you. Subscribe to all the ladies, by the way, so you don't miss our ladies' night on Thursday. But I guess we'll jump into it. Where are we at? 361. Get it up to 400, y'all, but we'll go ahead. Let's start off. What happened this episode? Same thing. Evelyn crying. My kids are black. OG took a picture of my grandfather, posted a picture of my grandfather to try to say I'm not Afro-Latina. My kids. And then Kristen really upset me, y'all. It made me think about how, y'all remember, I think last year, Gabrielle Union was accusing the people who she worked with of allegedly being racist. And then Terry Crews take his black ass on TV and say, for me, I have never experienced that. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what Kristen was given tonight.
Yep.
And I'm like, how is Terry Crews allowing himself to be used as basically a way to discredit somebody? And that's exactly what Kristen was doing. They used Kristen to go and discredit OG, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Two things can be true, okay? Two things can be true. People can just not like you. People can think that you're lame. Because I'm not going to lie, whenever OG first came on the show, I thought she was a little lame. But in my opinion, I didn't think that made her any less than the other women. The other women are lame with a cute face, okay? Selling non-factor t-shirts, old asses wearing beaded earrings, and still trying to be relevant. I thought they were lame. But there's definitely some favoritism, definitely different ways that you treat people on the show. And featureism, yes, is a thing, okay? I have heard of that word before. It's actually another word for it. I can't even think about it. I can't believe that word doesn't come to mind. Start PH, fees, something, whatever. Featureism is a thing. I can't think of the word. But people know that you will get treated differently based on your features. Like typically whenever they say, oh, you're pretty for a dark-skinned girl, that's because your features balance out. It's the reason why Lupita is so well liked, but yet also so black. Because she has European features. It's the reason why people love Ducky Thought, but yet so black. Because she has European features. So it's like there's levels to it. And I hate that Kristen made her way over there to discredit her. And another thing I will say, I hate that Jackie is trying to force the ladies into being cool. It's really annoying. Phenotype. Thank you, Tamika. Phenotype is the word I was looking for. Libra lady too. But the stuff is just, it just doesn't make sense to me. It's like we're seeing it play out on TV. Y'all want to talk about Black Lives Matter. Y'all want to talk about COVID. Y'all want to talk about serious issues. And like Bonnie said earlier, it really is getting draining to watch all these TV shows talk about natural disasters, pandemics, all this other stuff, because it's really an escape. I get it. You're a reality TV show. It impacted your film. You have to talk about it. But if y'all want to be real, go ahead and be all the way real. Why is it that nobody can see what was going on? And even with Jennifer, I feel like if Jennifer wasn't on the other side of the team from everybody else, she may have turned a blind eye to it too. Because now all of a sudden Jennifer is like, oh, I see it. No, they're doing this. So y'all go ahead and tell me what y'all think. That was pretty much the gist of the episode. The whole discussion was Evelyn playing like a victim. Featureism, colorism doesn't exist. Like, what do y'all think?
I think that's bullshit. I'm offended that people are acting like it doesn't exist. I use an example of when I was a kid that my dad would always pinch my nose because he wanted to make sure that I didn't have a big nose, a big cauliflower nose, as he would say, like himself. So he would always stay pinching my nose like this, putting me through the pain and stopping my damn breathing, just so you could, you know, try to make sure that your daughter's nose doesn't grow to be as big as yours. So obviously somebody made him feel bad about his features. So to act as if that doesn't exist, that's just ignorant and stupid. Another thing is, yes, I've pointed out many times how thirsty and lame and dry I think OG's wigs are, and I've mentioned all of this before. I don't even like seeing her in scenes with her old man because I feel like it comes off as thirsty, like she wants him more than he wants her. We can say all of that, but when it came down to it, she had never put her hands on anybody, and y'all called her aggressive and made it seem like she needed to be feared because she wasn't going to let y'all punk her. So that is the one thing we are talking about. We're not talking about y'all not liking her. Y'all have not liked people before, and this has never really been brought up like this. This was brought up because y'all literally tried to make somebody seem as if they were violent and they needed to be feared when they didn't do anything. And you have Evelyn, who has done all of these things, and nobody makes her feel like that. That is the one and prime example that everybody is referring to and talking about when we talk about this whole colorism situation and how OG is treated differently than Evelyn and anybody else on the show who has acted in that way throughout the years. Mm-hmm. Tammy and anybody else who was allowed to go on and bully and physically assault people, and they were never separated from the cast on the reunion. They were never, told, I don't want to shoot with this person and all of that. So y'all can talk all that cash money shit about, I could just not like the bitch, or y'all can talk all that shit all y'all want to, but we are literally talking about the example of y'all treating her differently in production and on the show, period. I don't want to hear anymore about how it doesn't exist and it's not happening, because that's, to me, the same white people use against black people. You can keep trying to tell us it's not happening as if we're not experiencing it, but it's happening. And Kristen definitely is always being used as the scapegoat. She was sent over there to have to basically to break down OG's story. But the truth of the matter is you couldn't, because she had her information. She knew what the fuck she was talking about. So, that's why I'm glad she put out that recording. But I didn't even need to hear the recording. I heard the conversation, and I also know that Kristen is full of shit. You know what all of these things are, bitch. You know what colorism is. You know what it's like to be treated better, called pretty for a dark-skinned girl, and treated better than somebody, with a bigger nose and a bigger mouth and all of that type of shit. Like, you know that, girl. You're from New Orleans. We come from the same place. You know this. So for her to get up there and act like she was so unaware and needed to be told this for the umpteenth time since last season, I just thought it was gaslighting and it was bullshit. And when I watched the show last week, it made me feel like I literally don't know if the money is good enough, because I don't know how many episodes I can deal with this.
When I watched the episode, go ahead, Amy.
Sorry. I was just gonna say, Kristen is definitely full of shit. For her to say that she chose to go, because she also put a statement out on Twitter or whatever saying that she chose to go there on her own, the ladies didn't send her there. Regardless of who chose to send you over there or who decision it was, you still went over there full of shit. You said that you went over there to get the understanding of OG, but you really didn't, because you really you listened so that you could respond. You didn't listen to understand, as you said that you were going to go over there to do. And I knew you were full of shit, because just on the last episode, you had a conversation with Evelyn and you were disowning everything OG was saying, and that you didn't understand anything she was talking about. And then for you to sit up there in this girl's face and to say that we are similar in color. Bitch, you know mother well, y'all are not. The audacity of you. And I'm glad that OG sat up there and educated her on featureism. I'm so glad that she did that, because Chris, I cannot Kristen. Like, she's just girl, you are just
number one pick
full of shit. Like, it was purposeless. I'm so glad when OG had to sit down with her, she recorded everything so you can hear the entire conversation. Like, I mean, I don't really know what else to say about Kristen. I had some notes. I'm gonna let Jay Lee talk, and I'm probably gonna hop back in.
Kristen is the definition of I want to be around whoever likes me. Kristen is the pretty girl who no one ever liked, and now she just wants to be liked. That's the only reason I can feel in my bones, is the reason she acts as if she has no idea what OG means. The fact that OG had a hour tape conversation of her talking to Kristen, giving point by point by point by point on why she experienced what she experienced, and Kristen the whole time sat there like, I don't get it. What do you mean? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? And for me, the way production edited the dinner, and Kristen then went back and told the girls, well, she didn't really say anything. To hear the full audio, to know that you sat there for an hour talking to her and missed all these points, then did not take any of those points back to the ladies, to me means you are a part of the problem. Like the simple fact that OG said, y'all Googled me before meeting me. Y'all were talking about me before y'all met me. Y'all didn't like me based on seeing me on social media or just seeing my pictures, okay? That was the point of colorism, because y'all saw me, did not like how I looked. You then did not want to shoot with me. And when I got here, y'all were then mean bitches to me. And it's like, yes, we know others have been a darker skin too, who have either been on the show or whatever, but y'all have never went so far to say, hey, you should be on a different stage. And when OG said on the recording, Shawnee may have tried to fix the shit later to say, oh, she was on a different stage because we were gonna have Tammy here too. That was not what I was told then. I don't care what you're saying now, but then I was told that y'all were scared of me. It was, safety concerns or whatever, and that's why I was moved off set. But none of y'all had any issue ever in life with Shawnee, Evelyn, with Tammy, because we know Tammy is for people too. Like, you, even Royce, who have, got back with whatever. People who have been actual violent people on the show. It's Malaysia. No one has ever separated them at all. Y'all picked on OG from before she was even on the show.
And Malaysia said that she was like, they did call me aggressive. I was like, bitch, I'll hit you in the throat right now. Somebody in that group actually ostracized you for throwing a table at Jen because they didn't like Jen.
They didn't like Jen.
Don't sit up here. And Shawnee was pissed at Jen. So Shawnee wasn't even upset that you threw a table at that bitch. Don't sit up here and act like somebody gave you the aggressive stamp. You threw a table. Girl, get out of here.
They all try to support the fact that OG is delusional. And I'm like, no, it makes all y'all look worse. When Shawnee then say, well, she can say that I play favoritism. That's a part of color, because you're playing favoritism. Right. What? The one light-skinned, fake-ass girl who we know for a fact is the most aggressive. You cannot. How do you not like OG, Shawnee, if you've never really talked to her, hung out with her, or been around her? How do you even have an issue with OG? You barely on the show with her. So that's my thing of you kind of following Evelyn's lead.
Right.
The fact that Evelyn knows she can't beat OG ass is the reason. Okay, I can't beat her ass, so let me say I'm scared.
Right.
I can't beat her up. I can't run across the table. I can't do the things to her I've done to others. So let me play. She's aggressive. I'm scared. You know what I'm saying? It's dumb bullshit.
And then, I said, if this bitch cry one more scene of this bitch crying,
And then Jackie delusional ass. She was like, they called me crazy. Well, Jackie,
Girl,
you are.
you are.
Younger. You are. So we know we don't want to hear Jackie talk because
ostracize her too, and she doesn't even realize it. You're always trying to fit in with them.
Exactly.
And they respect you.
always.
Jackie's the new Tammy.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. Shawnee was looking for any small thing she could find in Kristen's conversation when she came back so that she could say, well, that lets me know all I need to know. Nothing's going to change. This, that, and the other. And it's like, Shawnee, girl, you wasn't trying to have a conversation with her anyway. You could have did this last year. Bitch, a whole year went by and you still ain't had no conversation with this lady. So you had no intentions on doing it. And shame on you for allowing Kristen to make the decision to go over there when you should have been the leader. You want everybody to bow down to you anyway. Why not you stand up and say, no, Kristen, I'm going to go over and have a conversation and talk to her. You know, and you always want to act like, okay, I respect OG, I support OG or whatever decision that she makes. But then why, when Kristen said that she didn't believe anything about colorism, when she sat down and told y'all she wanted to go and have an understanding because she doesn't see how she got colorism out of this group, why did you not stand in your shit, Johnny, and say, well, Kristen, you actually cannot tell her about her experience, but you can go over there and you can listen, but you can't tell her. That may be what you get, but that's not what she experienced. You got to go over there with an open ear. So Shawnee is definitely, you know, of course, as we've seen, she's with the shits, and it definitely seems like a repeat cycle. We're having the same conversations and nothing's really being learned at all.
This show gonna go down in a blaze of glory. I think this season will be the flame that take it down. Because so as many people who like Shawnee or Evelyn or whatever, more people don't like them. And it's kind of dumb to them to think, okay, we're gonna play this season out and it'll be great. It's like, no, y'all look stupid. Y'all all look very, very dumb. It's like when I stopped buying the colorism and European standards of beauty, I literally started seeing the beauty in everyone black. And it took a lot of checking myself to get to that. And that's the point. No one is listening to what OG is saying. And just seeing different comments from people saying like, okay, maybe they just don't like her. But why don't they like her? Like, what's the reason to not like someone you do not know? When OG said verbatim, y'all was Googling me. Y'all made a choice to not like me before meeting me based on how I looked. And that's the point I think no one got. I think so many people only look at the surface level of what OG say. No one is listening to what she's saying. As she said, I haven't told anyone how it made me feel. I just said what I experienced. So y'all don't know how it affected me in my feelings or whatever. I just said, this is what y'all have made me go through on this show. Not shooting with me, Googling me before meeting me, making me be on a sideline or whatever. Even when she brought up how the whole meetup with Kristen, Cece, you know, them whatever, how y'all didn't have an issue with Malaysia, whoever standing near Cece. But when I walked over there, it was an issue because I walked, but why was I an issue when someone else was there too? And I'm like, think of when it came to OG, the rules were different. And I'm like, why are they different? Because she hasn't touched anyone. I can say all day, I want to beat your ass. I can say all day, I will kill you. We all know it's an expression. Words has been said on this show.
I love how OG kind of checked Jackie when she talked about that, about being on a certain stage, or she was talking to Kristen and she said something like, I've never put my hands on anyone, but I have to sit at a separate table, then I'm in a separate stage. And Jackie brought up the whole, everybody's called me aggressive and this and that. And OG was like, but did you put your hands on anybody when this happened? And she was like, yeah. She was like, but did you have to sit on a separate stage? She was like, no. She was like, my point exactly.
Boom.
I don't know if that was on the show. That was a part of the audio though. And she's like, girl, you just proving my point. So for Jackie to say, because Jackie pissed me off too, it's like for you to sit up there as well and act like what OG experienced was not true and valid is a problem when you have been treated differently than she has. You have gotten into it with people on more than one occasion. You and Malaysia was about to go at it. At the reunion, Malaysia like she was going to jump over that table at you, girl. You threw a whole fit with production. You was the one that was holding the show up, and they still allowed you to come in, sit where you wanted to sit, and you got to sit across from your nemesis. Like, what kind of stuff is that? But meanwhile, they got OG, the dark-skinned girl, behind the screen. Like that made no sense. And then you had Mark Lamont Hill sitting up there even kind of throwing jabs, throwing shots. And so
Yeah.
as a black man, you're not even in this conversation, so he could have stayed out of that as well. And for Jackie, my thing, Jackie pissed me off, and Kristen, you know, Jackie has said that on more than one occasion, like she pretty much did not sympathize with OG, and she just wants her to sweep it under the rug basically and move on. And I don't like that at all when you were able to blatantly witness the fact that you got better treatment than she did. And we don't even have to go to past seasons. Let's talk about that season because it was shown on the show.
I'm glad.
And OG hasn't done anything. I'm sorry. Go ahead, y'all.
No, I was just saying I'm glad you mentioned that shit about Jackie because I forgot about that shit. I'm glad you said something.
Yes, it made me mad, girl.
Though we keep leaving Jen's ass out, but the truth of the matter is, Jen, it's so funny how you see OG's point while you're sitting next to her, but
now you did.
Now y'all beefing, not online back with Evelyn says, and it just makes me feel like you're a pick me, just like that bitch Kristen.
Oh yeah, Kristen reminded me of Jen when she came on the show.
And you know what's funny? If y'all Kristen's dumbass got thrown under the bus by Jen and Evelyn with that CC.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jay cheer. They pointed out how Jackie Ondollar accused her of being colorist. Yes, that's why we can't listen to anything she has to say.
And I think that Jackie knows this and remembers this, so she wants the conversation to hurry up and get away from this because I think she's always 5 minutes from somebody bringing up her and her daughter. And I kind of feel like they should bring it up so we can bring it up again that it was Evelyn that brought it to everybody.
Yeah, like everyone keeps forgetting that Evelyn that went wrong. It's like why are y'all protecting Evelyn? She's had issue with everyone on the show at one point or the other. So like to protect her is dumb. And for Jackie to feel how she feel after being there in the moment, hearing what OG said, how do you still feel some kind of way? And for Jen, who was also there, how y'all not beefing? How are you not trying to go after her because she got to rent a house? I'm like, bitch, is your house paid for? No. So it's weird that they want to side with OG when they beefing with whoever. Like because Jackie beef with Malaysia, she can't be in the house. Okay, let me befriend Jen and OG with outsiders. But if I can make up with them, I'm good, and I need y'all to do it too. And it's like Jackie's also a pick me. It's like Jackie, you are the only married person that, well, besides Kristen, we don't care about Kristen, but you are a real life staple basketball wife. Y'all have been married for longer than I can remember. Like, why would you allow them to make you be a sub category ass character? Like, you are kissing the ass of Shawnee, who has not been with Shaq in forever, and Evelyn, who has never been married to a basketball player. It's called basketball wives, bitch. How are y'all letting these hoes run y'all? It's just, it don't make no sense. The show. The only reason I want to keep doing it because we have to point out the bullshit. Like, I don't watch it for anything else besides if we don't put it out, it will make it seem as if what they doing is right. So like every week, I'm not doing recorded thing. It's alive when it goes off, go off, and then that's it. Move on.
And that's how
Thank you for the super chat.
I don't feel like to do the same.
And I also want to mention that Evelyn almost decapitated Shawnee one time when she was throwing bottles at Mika. No, it wasn't Mika. It was the other girl. It was
I think it was Mika Claxton. I think it was Mika Claxton. It wasn't her.
It wasn't Mika. It was the other girl. Remember, there was the quiet one that was after Mika because Mika got beat up by Tammy. The other girl, she was just like really quiet and very like structured, and she was saying little slick shit, but it wasn't.
Oh, okay.
I think she called Evelyn fast or some shit like that, but Evelyn had already said something about her. Yeah, I can't remember that girl's name, but it wasn't Mika. But I do remember Mika, but it wasn't Mika because I remember when Mika was wobbling out the club in Italy.
Kenya Bell.
People saying it's Kenya.
There we go. It was her. Yes. Thank you so much.
Y'all got good memories.
She decapitated Shawnee with a bottle. It literally did this to Shawnee. Like the
Shawnee was mad.
She was.
She was mad.
So now when we get to this place and you want to tell us that it's okay for your friend to be violent because she's your friend, I was just kind of like, so you're admitting the bias, but you're trying to take the colorism factor away from it. Like, oh, I'm just doing it because it's my friend. But honestly, I feel like it's an extension of how you feel. It's an extension of how you feel. And the fact that she's saying this is my experience and you don't have enough respect for her as a human being to hear her out, it just further shows that you like respect her less and you really have no reason to, other than the fact that she is a, Nigerian woman of African features, and y'all feel like if somebody, ain't cute and don't fit into, how y'all want them to look, then, you can't sit with us. All of that shit comes from a place, y'all. Y'all don't understand. And that's what Jay Lee said. You have got to think back to why you feel that way. It is the way you unlearn stupid shit. Is to ask yourself, well, why do I feel like a big nose is unattractive? Like, who said that? Like, let me really think about this. Let me think about why her skin is supposed to be considered less attractive. Because if we really dress it down, a good wig and good makeup saves most of you. Like, it don't even matter. Like, a good hair and good makeup saves most of you bitches. Evelyn, I'm sorry, you can't do nothing about that gargantuan size cranium with the vein in the middle of it, bitch. I'm so sorry, you can't do nothing about that.
Something thinker.
Thank God you speak Spanish and have light complected skin so you can skate through life looking like a fucking Star Trek character. Girl,
Skate.
Oh my God.
Like, whatever. Hang it up. I'm tired of y'all.
And two last things before we move on to the next show. I will say that the editing thing, thank you, Alexander, for the super chat. The editing was super lazy on my part. I mean, on their part, in my opinion. Whenever I heard the audio, I was like, wow, this makes the scene completely different because they almost play into the fact that OG is clinging on to nothing or that OG is aggressive, because it seems like Kristen comes and is like, okay, all right, fine. And OG's like, no, I'm done. So they even made
it seem like when she walked in the room, and I said, I clocked that. The way they edited the scene together, they showed the look on OG's face when Kristen walks in. Like she's already bothered by just her walking in.
Yes.
Walking in like, hey guys, you guys look beautiful. Like and then Jackie continues to say that shit about how, she was just I think she was coming in with good vibes. I was just like, y'all are really producing the shit out of this, but you're not convincing me. To be honest, I could have not heard that recording and still felt like Kristen came over there to gaslight her. That she was being nonsensical to the other women. Like, especially when Kristen got back over there, the way they were all sitting and waiting up to hear what was said, and the way Kristen walks in like, well, you guys, she was just saying that she didn't express her feeling. Like, it was just kind of
I should have on
y'all.
Yeah.
They cut it up to make it seem as if OG was on bullshit. It's like they want it's weird. Like, does the producers want to throw Shani up under the bus or OG? Like, I don't know which way they going, because sometimes it feels as if they want to back up OG and showing the old stuff of Evelyn or the new stuff of OG, but at the same time to cut up the episode and add in audio that makes it seem as if OG on some bullshit and how the ladies don't get it. It's like, who are y'all trying to shade? Like, are y'all trying to show us that the girls are dumb and them acting as if they don't know what you're talking about is them being dumb? But to me, I feel like y'all showing it as if OG's the one who is making up shit. And OG in her recording said, I'm not even the one who keeps bringing up this. Y'all do.
Right.
It ain't even me. It's y'all. Like, you came over here. You came here to talk to me. Okay, talk. And then to step in and ask me questions about it. And when Kristen then said she wanted to talk about old shit. Well, bitch, what new shit can she talk about? What else would y'all be there to do? What new thing can she speak about if it's not about what happened in the past? It was like I was just outdone with the stupidity of what else is there to talk about? She told you, I'm not going to sit there and answer your questions. I'm not going to do that. And the cut, paste, edit of Kristen asking the same question different ways, and OG looking like, I just told this bitch I'm not answering these goddamn questions. If you came here to talk to me, what did you want to say? Because if you don't have shit to say, then why are you here? You can't question me.
Another thing
I have to go back to.
Go ahead, Jane.
Go ahead, Bonnie.
No,
I was just gonna say I have to go back. I'm gonna be real quick. I just wanted to say I have go back to when you talked about her talking about, oh, you want to bring up old shit. Of course she does. When you're speaking on an experience, that's something that's already happened. So of course it's going to be old, but you don't want to hear that shit because you trying to hurry up, skirt over it, and move forward. And that's not how you solve issues. You gotta dig in the past, in the present, so you can get to the future. So it is what it is.
That's same.
Happens, bitch. Like, what are y'all in elementary school? See,
Right.
my whole thing. Not only that, but Kristen has had radio interviews, Instagram live interviews, all kind of conversations since last year about this very issue. So to sit down with OG now and act as if you still need some type of understanding, it was gaslighting from the very beginning. The conception of her even going over there was always from the standpoint of trying to make OG seem as if she was crazy, some shit. And doing that is so triggering for Black people because that is what has been done to us. So even though these are other Black people going along with this bullshit, that is not out of the norm. We've always lived in this system to where there's some of us that can see it, and there's some of us that try so hard not to because it hurts us and we don't want to deal with it. So we got to fight against it and act like it's not there. You know, there are Black people that live in that space, you know, and there are various levels to it. So you don't have to be Candace Owens, but you can also be on Basketball Wives and act as if you don't see the difference in how y'all treat everybody else versus how y'all treated OG and how it's almost unprecedented. The last time y'all treated somebody this bad, I believe it was Royce. In this way, I mean, we're making them like the villain. And when Royce actually commented on that audio clip and said that she's so glad somebody said it because she experienced it and said it, and people kept acting like she was never having these conversations. Like she would say it. She would say it on camera, and everybody would keep editing and cutting the shit out and act like it wasn't happening. And I feel like they're the same thing now, but the difference is we're in a different time period. Back in the early 2000s, people may not have been in a space to be as open to hear that. But in 2021, in 2020, whenever the hell they was taping this shit last, like nobody wants to have to feel like this. You know what I'm saying? So when we have a response to it, we have social media, we get to vocalize that in a way that we really didn't at the beginning of Basketball Wives when Royce and all of them was still on it. I don't know about y'all, but I don't even think people were on YouTube reviewing this shit back then like that, because that was like the first
not really.
And that was that was like the early mid 2000s, so like 2008, 9, 10, like around that time. So really the beginning of people getting online to talk about this shit in the first place. So I think we're just in a different time and they can't use the same old tactics, and they've been lazy about it as far as I'm concerned. And
it's labeled now. It wasn't labeled before. I think the way they've always treated them in some kind of way, whether it was colorism or just how they thought they were better than, each season or each pocket of bullshit has always been some kind of ism. But before, like Bonnie said, no one was naming it. And now it's like, okay, we can label what it is and people see it. And I think that's the reason why they don't know how to handle it. They're like, well, I've always been this way. And we've always said you was fucking crazy. Like, I think we've always said the same issues was going on. But now we have an actual label for what it is. And they can't handle that label.
Right. It was classism with Tammy. Remember? Like, oh, I don't know what a is. Classism.
Mm-hmm.
And they handle stuff the same way that a lot of white people do. Whenever you see white fragility, whenever you call them out on anything, it's like, what? Why would you say that? It's not happening.
I have black sons and I'm black and I'm black and I'm
black. Kids are black. I can't. Alexandra Gurley, you are on fire. Thank you for the super chat. She is over it. And this brings up a good point. I feel like this was a horrible season for Lamar Odom, baby mama, to come up. Because the whole episode, I'm sitting there like, nah, we're going to get down to the bullshit. Like, no, we're going to expose y'all for what y'all been doing. And she over there like, I need the money, Lamar, but we need the money, Lamar. I'm like, girl, it's more things going on. Like, it's not her fault, but it's just a horrible season for her to come on and have this be her storyline.
Because I think she's boring a little bit. I think she's Lamar's baby mama. That's always who she's been in one way or the other. I don't think she knows how to be anything but that, because I feel like if Lamar has always been this drug addict undercover, but only his close family friends knew, he smoked that money up and you know it. And I feel like to come on the show, I'm like, you know what? Where's the money, Lamar? In his nose, in his nostrils, in his vein. Like that money gone. I guess it's nowhere to be found no more. And I feel like if you knew how bad he was and she make it seem like she knew how bad it was, why did you not have your eyes and your hands on that money? Like, why did you not have that set? Like, okay, I need to have access to this account so that you can't touch it and I can't touch it until the kids in college. To allow him to handle that was a mistake on your part, because you knew his vices. And so to make it seem as if college starts in 3 months, where's the money? Why wouldn't you ask him this 3 years ago? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? I would have. Where's the money, Lamar? I need to see it consistently in an account to be sure when I need it is there. And I think a part of her is like holding on to him because that's her identity. She's Lamar Odom's baby mama. She's the one who has his children. She's the one who he kind of left alone for Chloe. That's her identity. So I can't even think about Evelyn being a colorist because I need to talk about Lamar, who has the college fund. I'm looking like, girl, read the room. And no, we don't need that. Like I like her-ish, but at the same time, I don't. I think she's like, she needs some therapy on some level to find herself.
I want her to make the "Where's the Money, Lamar" t-shirt so she can make the
right. I'm wondering if there was actually a fund set up, or if that's just something that he said, because she never laid eyes on it. And if these are your kids, and like y'all said, you know your history, why would you not lay your eyes on that account? And if it was truly something he was doing in the interest of the children, why did you never get access to it should anything happen to him? So it makes me wonder, was there even an account? Or is that something you was saying?
He probably said, you know what, you need some money? Nah, I can't give you no money because I'm putting this money in this private account for the kids. And my thing would have been, let me see, Lamar. You can't lose 200 grand on my watch. Like, that ain't gonna happen. Like, 200 grand, 200K, girl, every month. I need a bank statement every month. I need a notification. Like, every month, I need to see what is going into this account. Because we have 2 kids. And she may not be able to afford college. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what she do, but I would have just kept track of it.
Is she
like
dress people and shit, like dress celebrities? I think she really is like
like a stylist.
Yeah, like an Emily B type bitch. Yeah.
But like, it's like, I don't know if he was ever on child support, but even if he was on child support, like, why would you not demand such a letter when the children are in your primary custody? Why would you not have access to that? I don't know. I mean, maybe it's different for, you know, celebrities and all that stuff, but I'm wondering if there was even an account, honey.
It probably wasn't because it's Lamar. Yeah. It's Lamar Odom. It's Lamar, Mary and Khloe Kardashian. I was high on cocaine to crack Odom. Like, I wouldn't trust a crack. I'm not trusting a crackhead. Like, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're like a Whitney Houston type crackhead. You have to be the Whitney Houston crackhead. We don't know that you going through things. Like, you getting high, but we don't know it. Like, because Whitney got high a long time, we know. That's who I can kind of trust a little bit, because Whitney never had money issues. But I feel like Lamar has had so many issues. Now isn't the time to make it seem like, okay, he is now being irresponsible. He damn near died being irresponsible. Like, I think, you know what?
Yeah.
Girl, the money could have went to hospital bills, as far as we know.
It could have.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of children, I see Malaysia still not trying to talk to Jackie based on what she said about her kids.
Girl, fuck them kids.
Girl, people have said worse, girl. If you don't make up with this lady and move on with your life, And she over there telling, I think when Kristen or somebody said they wanted to go and talk to OG, she was like, "Oh, that's really good of you," you know, giving her pointers or whatever when she goes over there. But it's like, so it's good for Kristen to go and talk to OG, but it's not good for you to go have a conversation with Jackie. Oh, okay. I guess you need a longer storyline.
Love and compassion. She was like, there needs to be love and compassion. I was like, bitch, where's the love and compassion? For OG, first of all, and also for Jack. Like, you ain't got no love and compassion, girl. Get over it. They say the kids was dirty, bitch. Kids be dirty. It's okay. We know they well taken care of, Malaysia. They look like you're feeding them. They look like they have a really nice place to stay. They look like they go to a good school. They look smart. They look happy. They look, loved and everything, bitch. Okay, like the help, everything, all of that. All right, get over it. Her attitude is so stank, y'all. Her attitude is so stank to me, and I'm over her feeling like Jackie has to beg her, because that's what I think she wants.
I've never seen someone who's not important want someone's attention. Malaysia is the least important castmate in my life. I'm like, why do you think you deserve anyone to beg you? You have not had a storyline since your first season. We was fighting with Lisa. Lisa on the show. Like Malaysia and Lisa Govan fought season 1. That's the last time that she had any kind of original storyline to be like she mattered. Like, you give nothing every season. For Sandria was right when she said you have no substance. Malaysia don't give shit. I think that's why she wants to be for Jackie. If she not be for Jackie, what else does she have?
Right.
Nothing.
I only liked she was cool with Brandy. I only liked her whenever her and Brandy was a duo.
I didn't like Brandy, but back on it, I feel like ever since Brandy left, she's been like a little weasel. Like, she don't have as much respect to me as she did when she was friends with Brandy. Like, Brandy, trying to single her definitely made her look like a more desirable person. Now that she is running behind Evelyn and Shawnee after that girl said she didn't have any substance, I just I know she want her check, but I just kind of feel like at this point it seems stupid to me that none of y'all except for Shawnee and Jackie have done something with your money so that you don't necessarily need this show. Like, we know Jackie doesn't need this show. Doug then took care of that. Okay, Jackie will forever be taken care of because Doug then took care of that. Doug is not about to be out his polo shirts and his golf shorts. Okay, so they are well taken care of. When it comes to people like Malaysia, it's obvious that you holding on to this show for the check. Like,
definitely.
I don't care how Atlanta tells me that you ain't got no money. Like, in comparison to what we talking about in LA and Evelyn moving around and all of that, girl, sit up here and act like you running from somebody all you want to, but like you move every couple of months because y'all
every couple of years
y'all rent. Stop playing. Them people about to raise your lease, and you was like, let me find somewhere cheaper, or let me go stay by a famous friend house for a few months until I figure it out, until I get me another man to pay for some shit, until I fuck on a stack or so, girl, whatever. Like, at the end of the day, you pay for puss. So I know you gonna figure out a way to get somebody to pay for that puss.
That's a job.
I think it's funny that Malaysia said that she didn't like that Jackie as a friend was going around spreading the rumors, but you was content with the rumors Jennifer was telling about Evelyn, and you ain't switch up on her until you start getting cool with them. But I guess what's good for the goose ain't good for the gander, huh?
Boom.
I'm tired of all of this.
Boom, pow, pow.
Okay, so what y'all want to talk about next? We got 2 options. We can talk about the Salt Lake City girls, which is another conversation that has to do with a colorist. But this episode was a little bit different, or we can get into Queen Sugar. But before we do that, y'all go ahead and like the video. Hit the like button.
And hold up, because my thing looked messed up. Okay. While y'all liking the video, stop being messy and adding me and shit. Okay? I'm just saying.
Leave my body alone now, okay?
Y'all know they're trying to get me involved in foolishness.
You know what? While we wait, I will address. I'll address it. Let me address it. So, what y'all have to get is certain YouTubers ain't trying to beef with other YouTubers. If you watch someone else's video and they give their opinion, let that be that. Stop coming into our videos, into our chat boxes, into our comment section, asking us about someone else's opinion on their video. If we have done our own review of a topic and I said what I said in a video, don't come at me, at Bondi, at Jamie, at Niecy, at Scotty, at Terrence, at Josiah, at anybody, okay? At Funky, at Ashley, at Is Rocks, at whoever else you may feel like should say something to discourage or disagree with someone else. At the end of the day, our videos is our comments, okay? If I have a comment about someone else's video, I will make a video about it, okay? That's what I'll do. I'm not going to sit on my video and about something else and discuss someone else's video. I saw the person's video y'all talking about. I saw Bondi's review of Basketball Wives, and Bondi said what the fuck she said. Niecy said what the fuck she said. Jamie said what Jamie said. Everyone said what they said. We don't really want to, don't try to create stuff where there isn't stuff. Funky did the video and gave his point of view, gave his point of view on a TV show, on a reality show. Y'all motherfuckers then went into Bondi's comment section while she doing her Bondi Blue show and tried to keep questioning her. Don't do that. That throw us off. When we on these lives, we are reading our notes, watching y'all comments, pausing text messages, trying to breathe, trying to get some. We are doing all these things. Sleep deprived, we tired, we got kids, husband, boyfriend, wives, or whatever. Y'all have to get some things like come and watch what you're watching. Don't try to steer it somewhere else. And we have a small knit group of people who review shows. And even though you may never see any of us on Funky channel, we all know Funky. We all know Q. And we not going to make it seem as if his opinion on a show is a reason for any of us to be like, I don't like, we ain't gonna do that because that's that man's opinion. And when I saw y'all keep asking her about, y'all kept asking Bondi, y'all was hoping she would say, I don't like what he said. That's what they were trying to do. That's what tried to happen. And we not gonna allow the bullshit to happen in our little group. It's Black YouTube isn't large. It isn't. And we don't, as you notice, we don't have beef. You don't see us beefing with you. We don't do that shit. Like, so don't come at us. Like, just don't do that. Like, let us all be great in our own right. Let us all have our own opinions. We love y'all. We love each and every subscriber, supporter. We love y'all. We do. But y'all have to understand, don't try to make mess when it's not mess. Because it throws off our mindset sometimes. Because we don't want to cuss y'all out. But we also don't want to keep seeing the bullshit of it all. So leave it alone. Like, we all did our own video.
They added me on his post, and then I'm like,
oh, on the post? I didn't know.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that because y'all know how much he respects Bondi and vice versa. So I create friction. Right. And the great thing is that Bondi is a level-headed person that's not even going to allow herself to go to that space. You know what I'm saying? With somebody she respects like that, especially if they didn't disrespect her. So just like, it's not that deep for us.
I post like everybody else because I follow him, and I was just like, yeah, I'm ready for that. And I kept scrolling. Like, I didn't even watch it because, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even watch it. And I also understand when he wants to get y'all to watch the video. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things that are happening, this is a big what we do. Like, I'm not about to be mad about his opinion. That's his opinion.
Absolutely.
Why am I supposed to feel the way about however this man feel about a subject matter? Yeah. I said what the fuck I said. Quite eloquently, might I add.
Yeah, what you said.
Bondi did her thing on Bondi. When Bondi got off her live for basketball, we have a panel group chat, and when Bondi got done with her live, each person from the panel was like, bitch,
Yeah.
Bonnie,
Yeah.
you did that,
was
because we
really
were
good.
all in awe at how great she did and putting together her point of view, because it was her point of view. And even if her point of view was different, that's still her opinion. But we was like, that was amazing. That was a wonderful review of the show. You know what I'm saying?
I
And
love
we
when
have
she
to
does
support
that.
each other. Yeah.
I love
We
when
support
Bondi
each other.
cause you did a story on what was his name? Caesar and his daughter. I love when you're able to connect certain situations to what you've done, what you've experienced in life. And it's like, okay, I see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just makes a lot of sense. I love when you go through your points like that and you relate it back. Like, I'm not just saying this to say this. I'm saying this because I've experienced this, and let me tell you how I experienced it. You know what I'm saying? By letting people in on your life just a little bit. I love when you do that.
You.
Yeah,
We love y'all.
Girl, you better not.
She killed it. She killed it for real. I watched that in the car, and I was like, yes, this is right on time. She was Professor Bonnie. She came, she broke it down, and if you didn't understand it, it's because you did not want to understand it. And you said you didn't want to understand her, either you stupid. Everything you said, I was like, yes, thoughts in my mind just coming out so eloquently. It was everything. So yeah, no beef. Don't nobody got time for that. This is a support system. Right. We are a community. And y'all be a community too by not starting beef. So yeah. Next, I guess we can go into Queen Sugar, because we didn't plan on talking about Salt Lake City, but we already at the 2-hour mark. So let's go ahead and jump into Queen Sugar. Where my notes at?
I love Ralph Angel. He's so handsome.
He's so handsome. I love him.
Handsome.
He's just so sweet too.
It's his voice.
I'm catching up. I didn't like him at first, but I'm starting to like him. But I'm catching up in the seasons, y'all.
You didn't like Ralph Angel? Why? Because it was
in the first season he sounded slow as hell. But the second season, his speech is picking up a bit, and I don't know if he gained confidence from the letter he got from his dad, but I see he's gaining confidence. He's not speaking as slow as he has been, so I'm excited to see as I watch the seasons.
I think his character has developed a little bit more. I think season 1, the character he was in season 1, he wasn't that going forward. I think he wanted his character to have more depth to him than just, broken down black man from prison, can't do right or whatever. And that would have been too generic. I think when he came back for season 2, I think he changed his twang a little bit. Like his voice in season 2 was different than season 1. I think he had big dick energy in season 2. I don't know if it did or whatever, but I do feel like something about him instant got bigger or whatnot. In season
he was living down here, and I think another part of that is getting that accent right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Getting that accent very hard to imitate, even though people think they can do it. It's really not that easy, because I don't see many people that can do it well. And I think he was trying to get acclimated to being, a person from here,
from New Orleans,
are so different. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, that slow kind of drawl thing. And I think he was trying to kind of feel out how to do that without being country, because our accent is not country. And people
not
go to a country or more like Mississippi or even other parts of Louisiana, like Baton Rouge. They want to go to those accents because that's easier than ours. So that's one thing about the speech thing. But y'all, my mama met him because he still be out here all the time. And my mama met him, and she took a picture with him on the street, and I was so jealous. It's on my Instagram. Jealous.
I would have been too.
Kofi, he's so fine.
Kiss that man for me.
Okay.
So, Ralph and Darla, they sitting down talking about wedding planning. And I love seeing Ralph and Darla together. They are just so cute, full of the vibes. Everything is just so lovey-dovey. I don't know what was going on. I almost cried when he proposed to her in that last episode, y'all. I was like, this is just everything that it came so far. So they talking about wedding planning. And Darla mentions that they're going to have a small but stylish wedding. And I'm like, okay, they haven't talked about COVID yet. So this definitely is going to be a super small and stylish wedding, probably in their backyard or on the farm, hopefully. But that seemed good. And then we find out that Darla is interviewing So her character has progressed a lot. I was telling Jamie before we started this live that I usually forget shows. Like in between seasons, I would literally forget them. I'm getting better now that I'm reviewing shows, but if I'm just watching, I'm like, okay, what happened? But her character has progressed so much. It was nice to see her talk with Charlie and like just to see her affirmate herself in the mirror. Like, I'm about to get this job. You could hear the nerves. And I'm like, this is what we need to see. I like this love line right here. I love the career storyline, the character development. So I like seeing them on my screen. What y'all think about them?
Darla who came from a rich, affluent family who then got caught up in drugs and then that whole thing and then her, being taken advantage of. I love that they are showing us how there is another side to come out of from all that darkness. For having to, go through her son, find out who his father isn't. Like she has progressed so much, and I feel like it's because of the love she gets from Rye. And I feel like Ralph Angel and Darla always seem like they just had an orgasm. Like the way they just sit in each other's presence, it's like, did y'all just come? Like, what just happened? Like, did we walk in on something? There's this bond between them that I don't know how that's just there. Like, it's just chemistry. And I feel like the reason Darla is where she is because her and Ralph keep coming back together. Like, I know they have the issues or whatever, but his strength and her strength together is like couple goals because it shows like you can go through things or whatever, fall out of love, break up and whatnot, hurt each other, but then you come back together and y'all sit in the kitchen on the farm and just look. I want to go to New York, and see a Broadway show. Like something so simple as I just want to go to New York with you and saying even her, like I want this lavish wedding, but I want you to have your lavish honey, like just the love they have for each other and how Charlie is willing to help Darla when she said, like, you have to be first out loud. And she's like, okay, first out loud. Like people are pouring into Darla the way she never felt like she deserves based on the stuff that she's went through. Like I think she at a point she felt like I don't deserve to be loved or helped or be a good person. And now each person is pouring into her and she's accepting that. And her in the mirror crying and putting the clothes on, like, and just facing herself and then right in the mirror, like, babe, you got this. You know what I'm saying? They will be a fool to not hire you, whatever. It was like, it shows growth within a person as a mother, as a girlfriend, as a woman, as a sister-in-law to the girls or whatever. But it's an amazing thing to see that you can be on drugs, raped, kid with somebody else or whatever, and still get the man, get a job, get a family, and be okay.
It definitely shows that a woman can make the mistakes and the man will still love her, and we don't see that often. So I'm glad you pointed that out. Also, as somebody that loves photography the way I do, this is one of my favorite shows to watch because it is so beautiful. And in the very first scene when they're sitting at the kitchen table and there are the light coming in through the window and then you can see the field in the door behind them, so there's all this beautiful like light in the room and it's reflective of how they feel in that moment. They were both like, we're not gonna let anybody steal our joy. So I think there were so many messages in Darla and Ralph Angel's storyline that were positive because everything else seems dark but them. You know what I'm saying? Even, Hollywood and I aren't, but like Charlie's always upset. You know what I'm saying? Micah is in that same space, constantly seemingly upset about something. And so when I look at Ralph Angel and Darla, like they're just in this blissful place and the ability of everybody on the show to make sure that it appeared that way. I mean, y'all, the dress she had on, it had the same color blue in it that was in the cups and plates that were like sparsely put on the walls and shit. Like the like I'm just saying the cinematography of this show.
It's amazing.
It plays into the storyline so beautifully, you guys. And I especially noticed that with Darla and Ralph Angel this episode.
I'm gonna go back and watch. The way you described that, like I knew it was so much beauty in it, but I couldn't put my finger on. I gotta watch it again just to dissect every single portion of it.
Yeah. It's the way the show is shot and the background of it all. Like when Nova and Calvin was walking against the water and they stopped and hugged the backdrop of it all with the water, the skyline, them being small in it, but still, big as well. They have done really great this in the show to show different colors, different angles, and the characters from different shots. The way it's shot is amazing. Like even seeing the farm, which is like a kind of a rundown house, but the way it's shot with the greenery of the farm and the land or whatever, it's just like it's a great show to watch. When I watch it, I love sometimes taking screenshots of like the backdrops because it's so cute.
Right. It looked like that little farmhouse looks like a little piece of heaven for somebody.
It does. It does. It's the lighting. It's everything's so white, but then it's amazing. So, Charlie. Let's go ahead and talk about Charlie. Charlie goes down to meet Parker. I keep calling her like the evil lawyer or something.
I call it Tegan. I call it Tegan. Still, I get away with murder.
I'm just like the evil lawyer lady because I really can't remember her name. But she goes to meet her, and of course, she's not available for this appointment. We found out that she takes a flight out to New York with just a carry-on bag. And now that we know the pandemic is coming, I'm relating this back to like, okay, she definitely ain't gonna meet with her for a minute because New York is gonna go on lockdown. So it's something going on with her. Do y'all have any thoughts on the evil lawyer lady?
I like Parker. I think Parker is a new addition. The actress is Amaya. I can't think how to pronounce her name, but her name was Amaya. She was on Underground. She was on, How to Win Murder. The way she plays her characters,
Amira Van.
Yeah, the way she plays her characters is always fun to watch because she's entertaining, but also mysteriously. Like you never know, like what is she doing? Like you don't know if she is really trying to help or hurt. And her leaving quickly to go to New York was like, okay, was that because of COVID or was you trying to really screw Andy in some kind of way not Andy, Charlie in some kind of way? And I like the addition to Parker. I hope in like a season or two, because they approve for season 6, I hope they keep her. And in some kind of way, I want her and Charlie to team up. I think they could be a dynamic duo. Charlie needs someone who is just as strong as her in the business world of it all. Because like Nova does like her own thing or whatever. Charlie is alone in this. And I want her to have someone who can go the distance with her too. Like every time she gets like a partner in crime, something happens and they like leave or be gone or whatever. And I want Parker to be that person. Because again, she seems like a shark. Like she seems smart as hell, but she also seems shady. But it could be because she's on the other side that she's shady. I want her to be shady with Charlie.
Okay. And then we have good old Micah, somebody else who's gone through lots of character development. He joins a fraternity. Charlie is being an overbearing parent. She feels some type of way about it. And we're just seeing him grow. We also see some discord between him and his girlfriend. They don't really dig deep into it, so it's something that we're gonna see. Michael really used to get on my nerves, but now I'm starting to like him just a little bit more.
The only thing I didn't like was the girlfriend thing. I was totally here for him telling Charlie that he was trying to be a man and he needed to make some decisions on his own. And I was even happy that she was like, okay, I'll try to respect your boundaries. My issue really came in with the way he was acting towards her about her little classmate. Y'all are in college. Like, I don't know what you think, but y'all are going to have friends. Y'all going to talk to and hang out with other people if for no other reason other than the fact that y'all have a class together at the end of the day. So it made me feel like he's going to have controlling issues. I feel like Charlie has controlling issues. I think Davis has somewhat of a control issue, which is why he needed to have sex with prostitutes to the level of which he needed to. Okay, something wrong over there. Yeah. So I definitely feel like Micah is about to like reach a precipice of fuck shit, and we just don't know it yet.
Yeah.
I think he want to make up for how bad his dad was. So he may feel like, let me watch out for my girlfriend who could be on some bullshit because I don't want to be played. But I feel like when they were talking in that auditorium, when she said like who the guy was, I noticed that she made a face. And I felt like, was the face she made because she lying, or was the face she made because she don't like Micah question her? So I'm like, I wonder what that is, because when Micah would dance with the girl, she looked at him too and was like, what's that? Like, they both seem to not trust the other one, and they not being honest about something. And I just wonder what it is. Like, I need to know what's going on. But I do think he feel like his parents went through so much public bullshit. He don't want to get played how his mama was played. So like, if I see you on some bullshit, I'm gonna leave you alone before you can fuck me over. Because I don't want to be what my mama was. Let me step out of the whole basket of my daddy was.
There's also something crazy behind his eyes. Is it just me?
Oh yeah, that's why I didn't like him. It was something crazy about him. And thank you, Denise.
I think he didn't know who he was. I think Micah was raised with this black mom and dad, this famous basketball player father, and he never knew where to fit in. And when he came to New Orleans, he didn't know how to be himself. Like the whole dreads, he kept changing. I think he may feel like this is who I am now, and that's why he kept a secret from the parents that he was pledging. Because he trying to find himself, and I'm like, he may be himself for like 2-3 more seasons, but I still don't know who he is though.
Agreed. He remind me of that crazy boy from Queen and Slim, the rebellious ass kid.
Oh yeah,
that's why. Okay, so Nova and what is this dude's name? Calvin.
What?
Nova and Calvin, y'all.
Neighbor Dan.
So she's going to go meet his family, and honestly, I was concerned for her. But whenever she shows up, it seems like everybody's being nice. The grandpa was the first person that I noticed was a little taken aback. The daughter, she was super nice, super easily to get along with. But his mom, you could see his mom in the background make a face. I saw her make a face, and also whenever she met her, she said, "You're more beautiful than he described." And when she said it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna let that slide. So then later on, we get Calvin's ex-wife, and she comes and she said, look at Jamie. Jamie like, what? She's still catching up. She comes and she says, "Oh, you're not the only one. He likes some real thick, this, and that." And
with the butt out, that was her exact words.
With the
black of the berry, or what I said, the black of the berry or whatever. You old bitch.
He likes some dark with much bigger butts. And you could tell it was just her own insecurities that she was trying to project onto Nova, and it worked. Because Nova did feel a little bit insecure. But I feel like that's a common feeling. Like for anybody who, especially for a black woman who is dating a white man, you don't want to date somebody who has a fetish. And I feel like I see that so many times. And it's just like, I don't want to be that way. We know that Nova is an activist. She can't be out here like this. Exactly. It worked. Calvin convinced her, and I think he was being 100% genuine, that she is the only one that he has loved. He's serious about her. So this family is a little bit trifling. I think Nova is going to have a time with them. I think they're being fake for right now, but as time goes on and they find out that Calvin is more serious about actually being with Nova, that's when their true colors going to start to come out.
Question. I want y'all to answer. I'm trying to figure out what Nova really sees in this white man. Wasn't he married and stuff? So I'm trying to figure out that connection. And two, I will hope she's not surprised at how the family treats her when they were in the bar, I think in season 1, season 2, and one of his I guess police officer buddies came and ended up spitting in her face. I don't know if y'all remember that, but he literally in her face just because he was dating her. And then he like felt under her skirt and grabbed her butt and stuff. So I'm like, girl, you see how this man acting? Like, don't be surprised by anything else. But I am still wondering, because I was hoping she was gonna get with the black man, but now I see that she's back with this white guy, and I'm kind of like, what is it about him that keeps attracting her to him?
Girl, that's neighbor Dan. First of all, okay. If y'all don't know, neighbor Dan is from Charmed. Okay, back in the day, Piper had to choose between.
And I didn't know.
Hair back then. Okay,
she picked Leo.
She did pick Leo, but a lot of people was rooting for Dan. I was rooting for Leo. Okay, because that just made more sense to me. And I like the way Dan handled finding out that she was magical. All right. Hey, on this, I'm sorry. On this show, I actually think they both have that feeling about one another. Like everybody else has just been somebody that I've messed with in passing, or somebody that I only was into for a moment, but I've always come back to you because they've done this through the years. Like he been cheating on his wife, and then also he was single for a while, and they were dating. It was, it just never seemed to like work out, and they weren't in the same place. He was still a police officer, so there was a lot of things that were, was going on that conflict. And I also feel like he would have always wanted to be with her, like he said. I mean, really, he read the wife the fuck down. Okay, he said that everyone, and I do mean everyone, was just passing time until she would have me. And when he said that, it made me realize that Nova never really wanted to fully commit to him because he was a white man, but he always thought for her.
So he was waiting for her.
Yeah, and I think she also had to become more comfortable with who she is as a person in order to feel comfortable being in that relationship with him because of who she is as an activist. And I think it's harder for Black women to be in relationships with white men when we are pro-Black, not the way Black men, Donald Glover the situation, basically, Sidney Poitier situation, basically, all of them.
Gotcha.
I think I think his family has always been a bit racist, and I think they would have never accepted him marrying a Black woman, having kids with whoever. So he married someone safe to have a family with, but he still did his dirt over the years because he always liked other. You know what I'm saying? I think his wife knew that too, and she said, you're not the first. So you knew he was always with someone else. So my issue was, why take out your anger on Nova? Like, Nova isn't the reason y'all are together. He always would have wanted someone else. He never really wanted you. You were acceptable at the time because, again, Nova don't want me. Or even before, I couldn't find what I was looking for, so you would do for right now. And like Bonnie said, when he said like everyone before her was just a placeholder, meaning including you. Like, you were only someone here until she would have me. And I do agree that they both had to grow up enough to be together, because the issue was always, he's a white cop, I'm a Black activist. How can that ever work? And had they stayed together before, it probably would have been more disastrous. They are both now in different places. And the wife coming to granddaddy's birthday party to fuss with her ex-husband's new girlfriend, to me, show how ratchet she is. Because again, if you have an issue, why have that issue here? And then when Charlie told Nova earlier, like, keep your cool, like, don't, like, stay a queen, do not let them rattle you or whatever they throw at you. And she stayed calm and only said, watch yourself, Haley. The fact that she didn't have to check Haley, Calvin did, I feel like made Nova realize, okay, he do love me, even though things that the girl said made her question if he has a fetish or not. And him saying, like, I will tell you or whoever for the rest of my life, I like all women. No, you were not my first Black woman, but I was also not your first dude you dealt with. Like, we both have a past, but I want to have all the best with you. And I will tell you that, and whoever else I key assure her that don't let what she said get in your head. Like, don't make it feel like because you're not my first Black woman that I only want you because you're Black. No, I want you because it's you. Like, I love you. I may have been with others, but I love you, not them. And I think that is what made her realize, oh, okay, he wronged me. And she was okay with that. Yeah. I like them together now because they're different now than they were, 2-3 seasons ago.
Yeah, I like them together too.
Even his physicality in the scene, like it constantly leaning into her or having his hand on her back, like just in some way having to physically
support her, right?
To support her and make her feel safe, because I think we all had that feeling. Like, we all were dreading her going to see these white people because
racist.
Get another scene from Get Out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we do.
Don't drink the tea.
Ding ding. All right, so I keep seeing comments. They ready for Married at First Sight, y'all. We have
y'all gonna wait. We love y'all. We here for it all.
Thank
okay?
you. I was about to say we have one more show, y'all. We put in work, like Jay Lee said. We watch all these shows. We take notes. Some of us film and edit on all these shows. So please, y'all, we will get to Married at First Sight. We will leave a time marker whenever it's time. But just enjoy the show, y'all. Okay.
Have a drink. Have a relaxing party with the girls.
Exactly. What else is okay? Hollywood and the auntie. Very cute scene. But y'all, I'm sorry, I can't get over the age gap between Hollywood and auntie. I can't. Their love is really good love, but whenever I see them on the screen, I'm like, I can't.
I wanted to mention earlier about the fact that Darla and Ralph Angel are 20 years apart. Like
in real life. She looks 21.
Yeah.
18.
Bianca is older in real life.
Bianca is bad.
Sister.
Bianca is 40 something years old and Ralph Angel is like 25 or some shit.
Girl, having
I know
fun
Ralph
with
be
that.
over there like she can get it.
Right.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Aunt Vi is definitely on some cougar shit. Wow.
I didn't know that her and Hollywood had been together for 18 years. I didn't know it had been that long until she said like 18 years later, and I feel like we have more coming than the one has already went past.
Yeah.
I love their relationship, but I do cringe a little bit when he always like trying to get coochie. I look like if you can stop talking so deeply and all heavy in breath, like I won't, I'm like, it be like I don't
welcome to 96.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Something about that, I be like, come on now, Hollywood, just stop it. But I do like they're showing that even in older age, love shows no bounds, or you can do whatever. It's a good love story because she is older. She has been through stuff. Like she's been through some shit. Mm-hmm. Okay. Billy Earp, what the man name is? She's
after David Allen Greer beat her up from all those years, she needed
all the years
Hollywood. So I love to see it. She needed this. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that was gonna have this type of love for her, because she really did not get it her entire life, because she had been with David Allen Greer's crazy old ass from when she was young, and he beat on her, and we saw how he rolled up to the cottage on bullshit.
And then even the fact that she brought up how when she first met Hollywood, because he was so young, she almost kind of even didn't give pay him any attention, and so she realized, okay, I have to accept love and where it's coming, and I think that's why we keep seeing them like this being so lovey-dovey together. But I like them together.
Yeah,
they be nasty.
I just
I'm like, this when he talk.
Maybe that, and I also didn't realize it was 18 years either. Because honestly, I don't know if I watched from season 1 to now. I think I might have jumped in like whenever it started on Netflix. So I was thinking he was like a new young thing, but I was like 18 years. So yeah. I don't think anything else happened in this episode besides them bringing COVID into the picture, and that
I don't remember.
I'm tired of.
We don't need COVID. We don't need COVID.
We don't. Okay, so we can get into Sistas, and this is a show
Sistas.
Yeah.
Do you watch it?
I did watch the episode, but I'm still trying to catch up. So like I watched the beginning of season 2 and I watched the end of season 2. So I kind of see what's going on, but I'm missing the middle.
Girl, the middle the same. Girl, the middle the same. Tyler Perry don't change. Girl, Tyler Perry be like, if you can watch 4 episodes of Tyler Perry show and know everything that happened.
See, that's what Jamie said.
The first 2 and the last 2, and then that's it.
Yeah, the first 2 and the last 2 is what I watched. Now I see y'all's disappointed. So I got some pictures. Y'all let me know if I missed something. What happened first? Okay, this might be the earliest scene. Y'all let me know if I missed something. We get a visit from from old Preston's sister.
That wasn't the earliest scene, but I don't know what order.
What was the earliest scene?
I think it was Andy in the office with right?
It was
No,
Zach.
it was Zach and the
Zach and the
prison.
lady.
Zach and the lady.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Her rude.
I
It was
remember
weird
it was
because
so frustrating. Yeah,
each thing is like I like that each character has like their own storyline, and they don't kind of intertwine, which is a good way to review it too, because they don't have these things together no more. But Zach and that cop lady, she gets on all my nerves. Like I feel like she just wants, like the fact that they just reconnected from years ago, from when they was in high school, and how she make it seem as if Zach owe her any kind of explanation because of what he's going through, and she talked to him as if they a couple and she let him down, and I'm like, bitch, who is you? Like, you are the officer on duty. It's very, very aggravating to see her kind of belittle him and make him feel as if he has disappointed her. I'm just like, bitch, he don't even know you like that. Like, he more worried about what Fatima's gonna think than you. And the fact that I still, well, it's Tyler Perry, so it doesn't matter. But I'm like, why did they check the tires for drugs in the first damn place? That's the part that keeps getting me. And he's so upset because like, I didn't do this. And I'm like, where are the detectives? Like, where's people who like look into shit to see what actually happened? That's what I want to know.
Hayden got a homeboy at the police station. That's obvious. He's a lawyer. He's been down there before. The dude who arrested Zach is probably Hayden's homeboy, which is why when he pulled him over for the whole credit card situation, he was like, I'm also going to search the car because Hayden probably told him to. So there's that. But my whole thing about this scene, it aggravated me so much because Zach refused to actually explain himself. He just kept saying, it's not mine, it's not mine, it's not mine. And then she just kept like going in on him like she owed him something, like she was his lover and his secretary working every day of the week or some shit. It's like
he wasn't shit.
In high school. He hunched you in high school. Get over it. Oh my God. I'm sorry, y'all, but that scene went on for it was one of them scenes where the dialogue was way too repetitive and they went over it. It was just too much.
She walked around like with her hand on her belt, sheriff. Oh yeah,
right.
That's so weird. Yeah, I don't know why she likes to see him suffer and act the way she acts. Like, you're not gonna use my phone, no, because you're not gonna call your little girl on my phone. All this shit only to get him the phone. It's like, ma'am, we went around the entire mountain for you to give me this damn phone. Like, I wanted him to reach through them bars so bad and just grab her up a little bit. She was doing too much, and yeah, he was just crying all over the place. And I'm like, are you gonna tell her now? So, but you got to tell her now, right? You got to let her know like what's going on. And he still didn't do it. That whole scene was like silly to me. That whole scene was silly. And when he called, he left a message for Fatima, and I was shocked. I was like, Fatima, so you went the whole day and didn't check your phone at all? How you work like that? I don't work like that. I don't know how you don't work at all.
Fatima's the girl who he's with now, right? The one he called to bail him out. Okay, yeah. So then Fatima knows, who is this man to Fatima? Is this somebody she used to talk to that set him up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hayden
in the same firm, first of all.
They had sex one time.
And she said it was whack.
And
long time ago.
Like childhood friends or church friends or something like that.
And he a hater. But I think when Zach was like, when he got so mad and screamed, I'm like, ooh, that's good acting. That was really, I'm like, oh, he in jail for real? Let's bail Zach out. I felt real bad for a good second because he's like, oh, and I feel like that is a frustration that Black men feel when they are stuck in some kind of situation that they just like, I don't know how I'm going to get out of this thing that I don't have nothing to do with. And I was like, that was really, really great acting. I'm looking like when he's getting out, I'm like, anybody go check on him? Like, did he die? Is he okay? It was weird to me. But Fatima, I like that Zach called Fatima and did not call Danny or Karen, whoever. I like that he now knows I can call her Fatima. So if something happened, let me call Fatima. I don't know why she didn't check her phone. And when she finally did check her phone and got down there or whatever, I felt like I like that she came in professional. Like, she wasn't like Cop Girl felt like he called some hoe. And then here comes this nice dressed lady, being like, I'm here for see that. You know what I'm saying? I think
a lawyer.
Yeah. And I think she felt like if a girl came down, look at her, whatever, she could have more made Zach feel like, okay, see, I knew you wanted. She could look who you called, and she like, oh, he called somebody real to help him. And when she said, well, yeah, we were chain breakers. Oh, I know of that. And I think the cop felt dumb, and that's why she let Fatima go back because she knew, okay, I fucked up.
Right.
I'm on
Who's going in? She was going in. You should feel bad. Oh, dumbass bitch. Like, she did way too much.
Yeah. She was like, yeah, I knew you was a no good, nothing nigga the whole time. That's all she wanted to say.
Who did Fatima call? Did Fatima call Andy? Was it ever made known who she called on the phone?
I don't know, but I thought she had called Andy at first for her to help. But we all know that Andy is a lawyer.
Yeah, I think so.
I think everybody.
Or did she call somebody at the thing to say, because she said it's about Zach? Maybe she called somebody from Chain Breakers.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, she did say it was about Zach. I hope we know she didn't call Hayden until later, but
I want to say this about that comment that they made. I'm gonna just say this: DeVal actually is a good actor. I just think that the writing is terrible when it comes to dialogue sometimes.
Yeah.
The writing is good when it comes to story, but not when it comes to dialogue, which is why he needs to get help. Please, Jesus, let him get help. But that's the thing that saves a lot of Tyler Perry's projects, is that he picks actors that are actually good at acting. To me, the only person on this show who I sometimes can't deal with a little bit is Andy. Yeah. She's the only one that I sometimes I cannot deal with her.
She's like an airhead actress. It's real airhead to me.
It's really this show. She has a show, a movie called The Available Wife on All Black. She did a wonderful job, but I think it's how the directing is for her and and as you mentioned, the writing, which makes her seem worse than what she is. Danny is the one who I can't deal with at times. I want them to stop making her character a character that makes jokes too much. I want Danny to be kind of taken seriously at some point, especially now that we see she's growing into a relationship now. I don't want her to keep like cracking. Her jokes be funny as hell sometimes. I ain't gonna lie, I be hollering. But on the clip, I want her to tone it. Say what now?
I say her and Maurice are like the Medea character on the show, basically.
Yeah.
I love me some
the joking ones.
Yes.
I think Danny is. I don't like that Danny pauses when she talks. Like it's like I don't know why. Sometimes I just want her to get like a full statement out without the whole pause thing. What am I gonna say? Thing or whatever. The reason Tyler Perry picks good, like the girl who played Wendy Williams, who plays on The Oval. That's an example of better writing makes them better actors or whatever. But I think I just seen Divine on the Equalizer this over the weekend. So like he is different in different roles if you put him somewhere else. But on this show, he plays the best Zach that I think this show needs. If someone else plays Zach, I don't think it would kind of match or whatever. But you know, I like
he the one that ain't got his SHI together, but he's so cute and stuff, and you kind of rooting for him, like get it together, Zach, a little bit. I think he's perfect for this role.
Me too.
And I really think it's the directing that affects them as actors. Because the director they're gonna tell you what they want. So I think
even Fatima, I like Fatima because even when Fatima, talked to Zach, she talked to Zach, calm Zach down, like calm down. I don't have nothing to do with it because again, why would I put drugs in a car that's at my house? So I think for her to be, she's quick on her feet. Like she's like, okay, think. Zach ain't lying. Zach didn't do it. Okay, it's a reason as to why he got a warrant off was arrested, 2 got arrested and happily arrested with drugs in the car. Boom, Hayden. Like the way she kind of boom. I know what it is. Trust me, calm down, don't cry. I got this. She took over the situation where I feel like Karen would have been like, you dumb. Karen would have been like the cop. You so dumb. You did it. I know it was you, whatever. I can't wait for them to find out that Karen is wrong about Zach. I can't wait for them to find out that it was Zach, it was Aaron. I still feel like Aaron either Aaron or Pam, the assistant at the salon, did it with her car. I can't wait for Karen to have mud on her face because you are the reason he got pulled over in the first place because you put out a fake thing on him. And I feel like, where's the proof? Why is he arrested? So I love that Fatima's now on the case. She's like, I'm going to figure out what happened. And her calling Hayden, like, you know what? Meet me in my house. I'm like, kill him.
I can't wait to see how she trips him up because I think she's gonna trip him up into admitting whatever, how far he's, done with all of this. But something always makes me feel like all the men are connected. Aaron, Gary, and now Hayden with his foolishness. Everybody's in, and also Hayden, if he did this, like, why would you ruin the integrity of the program that you work with? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Just so stupid. And then how many times are you gonna ask this lady out? She told you no. He asked her out like 3 times that day.
Such a harassment.
You know what I wonder? I wonder, did Hayden know that she helped him get that car? Like, I wonder if he know that, or if he just felt like that was Zach's car. Let me put drugs in it.
He knew because he worked with the Chain Breakers program, so he knew that Zach had a Chain Breakers program truck because I'm sure they sign him out, or something like that. That he's not the only person that's had that truck. So, and that was another thing.
But it's Tyler Perry. I was gonna say that's why it don't make sense, but Tyler Perry don't make sense.
You're trying
to be for real.
When y'all brought up Karen finding out, about that she was wrong about Zach, I am concerned for Zach because I feel like Karen really is a soft spot for him. And even though she kind of put him through this process, through this situation along with Hayden, I feel like when she needs him, he's still gonna run to her aid. But I really want to see Karen be down and out without his help. I want her to see and feel like, girl, I lost him, like he's really gone. But I don't think he's gonna do that. Because deep down, he is a nice guy.
I think with him and Fatima, that save Karen shit, I think it's slowly oozing out of his system. I think the way Karen said to him, fuck you, fuck your grandfather's stuff, fuck your freedom, I think that's going to be something that, like when Danny said, you can't take this back, Karen, I think that was them putting in here. You think it's something simple, but you can't take back what you're doing. Like, I think it's the reason they had Danny, and even it was Danny, I think maybe even Sabrina said, like, dang, that was really far.
Everybody, Andy,
they all said
it was like, girl, he would not do that. Like,
you can't take this back.
Girl, what? Like,
I think she can't. I don't think he gonna go back to her. I think Karen gonna be so pissed about 1, what she did, 2, he with Fatima right now, and 3, she was wrong. I think she gonna spiral out of control into something because of the mistake that she made. She gonna feel like I ruined something good. Because Zach is on the up and up, and I could have got back with him because she do still love him. But I think once she found out what the mistake that she's made, and it's like, you ain't no better than Zach because look what you purposely did to him without even giving him the benefit of the doubt. Like, he don't like prison. Why would he steal to go back to jail?
Right.
And it's gonna be too late when she realized it because they intentionally had her say, well, look, me and Zach didn't work, I moved on. Did you?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be too late.
On to Aaron, Aaron is this, I feel, and it's like, where he at now? Like, why he ain't calling her? Where he at? Like, it's because he's spending her money. He up here spending her money and doing stuff. I don't trust Aaron now, y'all. Or Pam.
Now, I think this was the next scene. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Hey, Jacoby. That's Jacoby, look cute self. That's Jacoby at the bank with Maurice and Sabrina and stuff.
I don't think Maurice should be calling him no bitch, but I don't like him.
Yes.
Yeah, it's something about him. I think it's the tattoos for me at work. Like, it's something about
I like the aggressiveness.
At work,
I think it's the difference between
she gonna get herself caught up.
Sabrina. Yeah, but I think she want to be caught up.
I'm trying to figure out who Maurice gonna fuck. Is he gonna fuck the new guy or is he gonna fuck Calvin? But it's gonna be
I
You
think
think
it's because of the
It's gonna be
snippet from
Calvin.
next week's episode when they said when he was at the gay bar and said, I thought Calvin was on a date with a
With a
runner.
girl. Mhm.
right?
No, he ain't.
Oh, I'm ready.
The reason I like Jacob is because what I got from it was there are some people who have not been around gay men and they just don't understand it. And what I appreciated was him saying, like, don't just ignore my dumbass comments. Challenge what I'm saying and educate me. I feel like so many times we do want to walk away from stupidity, but the way they say stupid is because we don't tell them that's a dumbass way to say. Like, you can't feel like he don't have a right to be who he is. You can't feel like he can't be flamboyant. That's who he is. Like, that's what it is and whatnot. And I didn't take him saying I haven't been around gay men as an excuse, because he then said, well, tell me how not to be, because I don't see him how I see Alonzo. I think Alonzo hate gay people. I do. I don't think Jacoby hate or dislike them. I think he don't know how to be around them. And I just like that he didn't want to stay in his stupidity. He wanted her to talk to him, even if it was just to get her in bed, but at least he was open to having a discussion with how he can be better in knowing about gay people.
I thought it was bullshit, honestly. I thought him asking her to stay so, she could educate. You a grown ass man and we in Atlanta. You are not about to act like you ain't been around nobody gay before. And to me, Alonzo is a closeted bitch ass. I'm just sorry, but I think he's secretly gay and is, don't want to admit it to himself. They got some men that have such a violent reaction to gay men because they secretly are. So for me, I feel like when they keep saying he just like Alonzo and all of that shit, I feel like that might also be the correlation that he might not know he's gay, but he might be gay. Okay, because you always asking for somebody for help. I don't know if he is, but I just still feel like it's in the air. We don't know. But I don't like it.
See, I don't like that either, because like, why make it seem as if every man who I don't want them to make it seem as if men are all undercover gay men who don't know they're gay. Like, why can't Calvin is like butt plugs? I don't know, but again, I don't want it to be to where every guy on the show is gay in some kind of way. We need to accept it. Like, I think like Maurice is gay. That's fine. Like, ain't nothing wrong with that. But I don't want them to make it seem as if
it's Tyler Perry though. He does that, but it's Tyler Perry, and we know it's gonna be one of them. I'm not saying it's gonna be everybody. Looking at it like it's gonna be somebody, and I think
we can't be rational.
For us to speculate about him.
I told y'all I was jumping around from beginning of the season to end of the season, and like Jay Lee said, I don't want them to make every character like that. So whenever I jumped in, I was like, wait, did they do a character replacement mid-season? Because I thought they was just replacing one cute, pretty black dude for another one, trying to keep the storyline. I definitely
they tried.
What did I miss?
But we can't be logical with him. Some things that we want to make sense won't, because it's Tyler Perry.
Exactly. There we go.
So that's we got to look at. Some things won't make no sense.
He loves a good triggering trope, and a triggering trope is a undercover gay man. That's a triggering trope for a lot of people. So I think he likes to have those in his shows. It's like the abusive black man. You got Gary. You got the user black man that always needs you to uplift him. That's Zach. You know what I'm saying? Like that. There's always a trope in there somewhere.
Oh, fucker.
All right. Next. Here we go. Unexpected guest. The sister is here.
She racist. Don't trust her. Don't eat no food with her. I get her off here.
Don't eat no food with her.
Get the evil. Her dress is evil. Her haircut is evil. Get her the hell off. Listen. Danny's reaction to her, to me, even though it was annoying in the scene, when that lady was all like, yeah, I was like, get her crazy ass out of here. She's the type of person that act all friendly with a black person, and then the black person end up hanging from a fucking tree, and they be like, oh my God, they committed suicide. The first time they came to my house. Like, the fuck out of here. She's one of them. So no, I don't trust her. Get her away.
I'm gonna get rid of the episode. I don't know yet, because she did introduce them, but something about his family. I'm like, I don't know who to trust. Is he the only good apple in the bunch? Right. So I'm like, I'm just watching out the corner of my eye to see, like, is she a murderer or no?
Is that the one though? Cause I thought the sister was blind that introduced them.
But see, I don't remember. So it's time to period. I don't know.
It's to change the character. I bet
I
you.
was gonna say character change. That's what it was. Budget.
I don't know.
I don't know
Budget
what the
change.
Tyler Perry.
The fact that she introduced them and the other brothers came to her and told her that she was a bet makes me just wonder. You know what I'm saying? It makes me wonder about his character.
Ooh.
I want the best for Danny. I feel like Danny should get that moment where she has that guy that's like really for her. But I don't know. Like it makes me start to look at him sideways. And now she got him living in her house when he could have went to a hotel. Well, hell, you could have went to the hotel the first time when you got injured or whatever, but you came to my house. So I don't. It makes me feel like they got this whole plan or something that we don't know about. It's like at any moment something will pop off, and I'm not sure about him anymore. I just got a side eye, and now the family just popping up like the brothers. And he go to sister like, why are y'all here? Did she come into the house? And we there for you to be inviting people.
And he went from, are you sure I can stay here? Are you sure I can watch your TV? Are you sure? To all of a sudden, oh, my sister here.
Like,
hey,
what
look,
the fuck?
I'm gonna pay the rent. I'm gonna pay all the rent. You ain't gotta pay all the rent. And then now my sister pop up. It just don't make sense. I don't know. Right. And she eating it up because she ain't gotta pay for it. And she finally got a man in the house. And ain't he cooking? He doing it.
Yeah.
We talked about this. We said she gonna get caught up, and now this is the fool people keep dragging in the comments.
Oh God, Jesus Christ!
As soon as we start talking about sisters, they start talking about Andy. And y'all,
hold on.
What was the reason?
The fact that he tried to squeeze you to death, left you for dead. He is the reason you lost your job. You damn near got arrested. You was walking in the side of the road, destitute when your heels. The fact that he's put you through so much. Why on God's green earth would you not only call him up? I get that you want to close things off and have one last conversation because he told you who was the boss there. But when he came in with the divorce papers and with the proof of the marriage being annulled from before, you know what I'm saying, all these things, and the fucking ring, and you up there smiling, get happier and happier. And I'm like, bitch, he tried to squeeze you to death. It ain't look. You can't try to squeeze me to death and leave me dead and come back with a punk ass promise ring to wait for me until I forgive you as if it's cool. Andy is the dumbest bitch on the show because she's a whole full-fledged lawyer with a law degree. She's supposed to be smart, but she's stupid.
Hey.
Gary is not the one. Dumbass Paige, dumbass Andy. They go hand in hand. They probably the same person. Gary and Chris look alike. It's weird that it's just stupidity all around. Like, why do you want him? For what's the point? Like, you can have Paris is cute. Every man has flirted with you. Why do you want married ass, crazy ass, jealous ass, squeezing you to death ass Gary?
Where's kids at? Gary, you forgot about that when he had somebody.
Gary is not. Where's kids at? Who got the kid? Where your kids at, Gary? You gonna move to Boston, leave kids? Like, what is going? Girl, I was like, Andy. The fact that she was happy about it is what pissed me off. I wasn't mad she called him. Call him and ended on whatever turn. I get that, fine. But to be happy that he brought you proof that y'all gonna be together, bitch. What? I said, I hope you fail every case. I hope your dreads fall out. I hope your rent go up. I hope your shoes hurt your feet. I hope all the bad luckness of fashion, food, and wine happen to you on every corner. I'm looking like it's dumb to want to be with Gary. Oh God, I'm done.
When she called him in the first 5 minutes of the episode, I was infuriated. I was just like, did she really call him? And then when she tells Karen he's lost so much, it's like he didn't lose as much as you did when you lost your savings, bank account, 401k, job, apartment, clothes, shoes, car, cell phone. I said, bitch, you lost everything because of your relationship with this man, and you damn near lost your life. And all he had to do was tell you that he was gonna get therapy and give you a solitaire diamond, and it's word, bitch. I loved her outfit throughout this whole scene. Or her outfit, I wanted her outfit this whole scene. But I hate Andy, and I hope
Bondi.
this time
I
she don't.
promise you, when I saw that outfit, I said Bondi would be looking good, and that'll be a Bondi and shit. I was like, that is a Bondi fit, right? I promise you, I thought you the minute I saw it. I'm like, Bondi will wear that.
Somebody solitary, send it to me, please. Give me the information. I'll buy it myself. Tell me. Yeah, y'all. I hope Andy gets choked out and doesn't wake up next time. That's terrible. But she's just a character.
Yeah, the character.
The character, not the person, not KJ. Whatever her name is.
Right, you said Andy.
Yeah, not her. Andy. I want Andy to die. Just die.
Yeah,
just
me too.
All right.
I want her to go. I want her to move away with him and be locked in the basement. And then her friends got to try and find her. And for her to say he lost so much, he lost so much, he lost everything or whatever. Ma'am, all the shit that man lost was stuff he wanted to lose, to be honest. So what the hell you talking about? He lost them kids. He didn't want to see them no way. We see a piece of the child since he's been on the show. Okay, he's lost his wife. He's been trying to get rid of her. The money he did lose, he told your dumb ass to bring it back to him. And you did. Girl, I am over Danny. She over there smiling at this ring. I was so happy to see Karen at the door. I was like, yes, Karen, bust up in the door, girl. Bust up in the door. I don't
came into the room.
Okay, I don't like the conversation they're about to have, though. I don't like that conversation because when Andy made that call to him and didn't notify her friends, she go to see her homegirl. One, to talk to her homegirl, but not tell her what she about to go do. And so Karen, knowing her friend, knows what's up. But I didn't like that, and I said, "Oh, I see how she finna move. She can't take the truth of what her friends telling her about her man, so she gonna move. Okay, got it. But I'm so glad Karen is one of those friends that's like, I know you. I got you. I don't want you to do that stupid. Whether you want me here or not, I'm still showing up here for you. But I think she gonna do what she want to do.
I didn't like that she threw in her face about Zach, because it's like, bitch, Zach might be a bum, but he ain't never choked the life out of nobody. Don't bring that up. It's the same thing, because it's not.
It's not, and it's gonna be too late.
And he wasn't married.
Another thing.
She brought that up. She wanted to make it seem as if you gonna get back with Zach so I can be able to get back with Gary. So let me secretly make up with Gary so that when I say, would you back with, because that's what they usually did. She would leave Zach alone, but get back with him or whatever. So it was okay for Andy to do the same. And now that Karen has moved on or whatever, she wants to fuss with Karen about it to make it seem as if, but you gonna get back with Zach.
Right.
You want to fight. I'm not gonna do that. Karen knew it was some bullshit afoot. I'm gonna disengage right now.
Yes, when she said, "Oh, you want to fight?" When she did that, I was like, "This is the best scene they wrote."
Yeah.
All right. Anything else on Sisters? I think that might have been the whole episode.
That's it. Let's get into this shit because I'm ready.
Right.
Y'all ready?
Hit the like button for Married at First Sight. We are getting into it. Y'all been waiting for it all night long. If y'all really want to talk about it, go ahead and hit the like button. And make sure that y'all are subscribed to all the ladies' channels, because the coming weeks is going to be crazy. Next week, we get the X on the show. I believe we're going to be on Jamie's channel. But before we get the conversation,
look at
Jamie. We got a big one, Jamie. We got a big one next week. So I'm gonna just breeze through the couples we don't care about, and then we can really talk about what there is to talk about. Mm-hmm. These two don't care, really, same old. He's coming off real aggressive. Seems to be like he can kind of carry some form of abuse, not physical, but it seems like he could mentally control her. He wants to get her permission to do things, and it's like both of them are on complete opposite ends of the spectrum. Whereas he loves being conservative with his American flag shirts and everything else, and he likes structure, whereas Virginia is wild. So it's like a tug, because sometimes where Virginia is too wild, you can almost side with Eric and be like, nah, you're right. She shouldn't be sleeping on couches. Virginia's apartment very much reminded me of a college dorm. She's stuck. She's childish. She's stuck. There was nothing wrong with Eric's place. It was clean. It was nice. I think she just doesn't want to conform. That's pretty much all I got for them two. Haley and Jacob, they actually had a storyline, okay? Jacob, it has insecurities, and we're not going to act like his insecurities came from nowhere. It was Haley, okay? Haley does not know how to communicate, and she is driving him into his deepest fears that she's cheating on him and all these other things. It was good to see that they had a conversation and made up. However, Haley was already on the fence. So this puts them 500 steps back. What I can't stand about Haley is a lot like Chris. You're saying things, but your actions aren't matching what you're saying. And for that reason, y'all cannot progress anywhere. Y'all will never be able to progress anywhere if you're not being genuine, and Jacob cannot get a read on you. So, and one more thing I want to address. A lot of people was asking me why Haley didn't get the smoke, but Chris did. Two different things, y'all. Two very, very different things. When Haley shows her ass on this show, which one day she will, she'll get the smoke. But I don't think Haley has shown her ass too much yet. So what do y'all think about Haley and Jacob? And then Ryan and Clara, I ain't really got nothing for them. But y'all go ahead. Haley and Jacob, what do y'all think?
I feel like I gave Haley smoke because I thought what she did last episode was really like cruel to me, because I see that Jacob is like really a sweet guy and trying real hard to be appeasing to her and communicate with her and ask if she's okay, and then she ignores his attempts and then turns around and then goes to hang with everybody else without him and kind of like ostracize him from the group because she didn't want to deal with him. And I felt like that was like so hurtful to me that because when he was explaining going downstairs and them running from him, I was like, y'all did that shit. Y'all did that shit. Nobody like makes that shit up. My only issue was him saying she cheated, because I'm like, that's not what's going on right here. But I understand his previous relationships made him feel like maybe she was with somebody back at home. And it's not like she would be the only one in the bunch. Okay? It's not like somebody else ain't in the bunch with this same type of situation where you got somebody at home and you on this damn show getting married to somebody else. But
right.
I don't know. I feel like, Haley, if the dick was trash, just say that.
Right.
Yes.
Just say that.
Say that.
Because if it was good, she wouldn't be acting like this. That's so unnecessary. That
and
is
maybe
so,
she could teach him.
Yes, Jamie. You already knew that if you were marrying a stranger, there was a chance that the sex was gonna be trash. So ride it out, literally and figuratively. Yeah. Do whatever you got to do to make
ride them cowboy.
The box, and that's definitely teachable.
Some part of me was glad to see him snap off on Haley a little bit. But as he kept going, I'll be honest, I was like, okay, now, you can't get mad for real that you ain't get your way, because you mad at the matchmakers because they put you with this lady. Like, you got to tone it down, because this girl ain't even doing that when she got in here. She even trying. Even though she told you what she told you, she was being honest. You know, even though it probably took her a minute to come around and kind of open up. But she was being, honest about, it's just nothing here for me, right? Like she didn't really feel the connection. At least she was being honest with that. But it's like, how you gonna be like mad at this lady because the matchmakers put y'all together? He said he don't look like we're gonna be here long at all. He was wearing her out, but I was glad he was. But some part of me was like, okay, can y'all at least try? Because she's trying right now. Can y'all try from this point? But
here's my thing about the conversation that they had, before I forget. When he asked what the problem was, and then she said he called her a liar. I'm like, but bitch, he called you a liar after you lied to him.
You lied.
So why did you lie is the question. And I felt like the way she was talking around him, I understood why he was angry with her. So even though it looked like she was trying, I think that was what it looked like, but that wasn't what was really happening. Because if it was, then you would have told him what the real issue is. You still not saying what the real issue is. I asked you what the problem is, and you said you called me a liar. Well, bitch, that was the effect. I mean, that was the cause, not the fuck. That was the result.
What happened at the beginning?
Like, maybe maybe it looked like she was trying because she had to come back and get that check or pay that money at the end of the. Gotcha. Okay, I get it now. Okay, but I was definitely glad he gave her some smoke.
And the apartments, I want to say, I expected Jacob's apartment his house to be way more 1980s, because he said that he took forever to find a house because he wanted it to look like it was straight out the 80s, and that house looked like it was built in the 90s, in my opinion. The flooring and everything. The only thing that was 80s-esque was the neon lights that he purchased. I didn't see anything built in the house that looked real 1980s.
And then
I think he had 80s stuff.
He just had that one room that was really like, 80s with all of his stuff in it. But the rest of the house was like, relatively modern for somebody to come in and readjust, which obviously he's open to. He's a man. Men are always open to women coming in and prettying shit up. He's not about to argue with you about that. So the fact that they had that therapy session and that seemed to be the resolve, I was like, this is bullshit. Like her saying, "Oh, he's really into the 80s stuff." Bitch, so what? What is bitch, watch a Back to the Future movie and shut the fuck up. Like, what is the problem? Like, why are we making a big deal? Like he's walking around with like a white, blazer with the sleeves rolled up like he's on Miami Vice or some shit. Like he's not, actually walking around looking 80s. He has never muscled. What's the problem?
Now that was odd, that therapy meeting, and I was telling Niecy earlier, like I was watching the show, but then some part of me wasn't watching the show. My head was all, I was doing all this other stuff, but I don't recall them really talking about the fact that she's not interested in him like that. Did she talk about that? Because all she did was talk about a damn 80s thing, and I'm like, but what about what y'all said at the hotel back in Vegas that you don't see a connection? Why y'all not talking about that? You talking about some damn 80s?
Yeah.
Well, I think she didn't think about it. She don't really want to admit it. I think she'll say at one point that I don't feel a connection, but then she'll then say, "But I want to make it work." But how will it work if you don't want to connect with him? It's weird. I do think in a way she's a liar, and how she won't be honest with how she feel about him, and she then gets mad when he reacts to how she acts that she doesn't like him. Is dumb. It is. So I don't. They're confusing to me.
That's why I wasn't upset with Jacob. It was purely a reaction to her lack of trying. Like, in a relationship, bare minimum, communicate. Like, that's the least he deserves. And you're not
give him the puss and then turn around and be like, I don't feel a connection. Like, but you hunched him, bitch.
Jacob.
Right. And I want to touch on Eric and Virginia a little bit. For Eric and Virginia, I feel like the fact that Virginia feel like she should still be able to go out, hang out, get drunk, pass out on her male friend's couch, and like he's not supposed to feel some kind of way. Even though I do feel like he has a controlling issue within him, in some instances, what he feels is valid. Like it's a valid thing to want your wife to let you know that she's okay when she's out hanging out, drinking, or she's going somewhere. Just, hey, let you know you made it. Even if you haven't gotten there, text them. Like it's a quick, hey, I made it, that's it. Like, yeah, it's a part of me that feels like he said, she think we boyfriend girlfriend. She don't get a marriage to something different. And the fact that Pat the Cow had to say, if my wife would sleep on some man's couch, I would not be okay with that, because if something happens to her, that means I could not protect her. And the fact that I always did, like, yeah, when you were single, you're no longer single. So while you don't want him to control you, we get that, but you cannot still do single shit as a married woman. You can hang out with your friends, cool, but you should not say he don't want me going out all night and passing out and sleeping somewhere else. No, bitch, because he's your husband. Any husband who's okay with that don't really like his wife that much, because you should want her to come home to you. Like your female friend house, that's different.
Especially when he's working for half the fucking month. It was like, girl, he's not going to be there for half of the month. How much space do you need? You know what I'm saying?
But then have abandonment issues.
Exactly. So I don't know what her deal is, but I think that she uses partying and alcohol to lull her insecurities and her issues that she doesn't want to work on. Like, you don't get to say, I'm just a partier, like that's a way of life. I'm from New Orleans, and I know what it's like to be a partier as a way of life. We do that down here. And that's not what you're doing. You're doing something else. It's almost like you can't even like have a good time or be without drinking, and drinking makes you feel heavy. So to me, I just kind of feel like the bitch got deeper issues than she willing to admit. And I just want to say with Ryan and Clara right quick that it seems as if Ryan has buns of steel. And it's all whenever he's on the camera, all I see is the glutes. You can be as Caucasian as you like, but those glutes are African, okay? Those glutes come from the motherland. Those glutes protrude in the way that I don't think a Caucasian man would ever. Like, yeah. I'm sorry, y'all. It's hilarious to me because it always seems like he never have underwear on. So like you just
He may not wear them.
He don't seem like he do.
Yeah, so
he
he just
wear them
with cheeks, and I just be like, why?
And the fact that they haven't had sex yet, but they said they still do things. I said, so either y'all jacking each other off or sucking and eating. I'm like, I feel like if you are helping the person come to a climax, just have sex. Like, I don't think, if you sucking a dick or if that's going on, like, just have sex. If you are bringing them to a climax, just do it. It's like
married. So it's like,
yeah. What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for?
That confused me.
I feel like Ryan's trying to be reserved because he is a pastor's child, but it's like, what are they gonna say because you're married to the woman?
Right. I think it's a control thing. Right. I think it's a control thing. He's trying to control her by controlling the dick. Men do that
because he don't want to love her yet. He don't want to love her yet. You're like, you know what? Let me not give her no dick or this because she then loves me. She will care more for me sooner than I will care for her if I fuck her. So you know what? I'll let her give me some head. I'll let her jack me off. But I don't want to have to give her my love because then she gonna feel like I love her and she gonna love me and I don't want to be in love.
But she already said they smashing though. She said that on the last episode.
No, Virginia. No, they were the ones who have not had sex. Clara didn't say anything. It was Virginia and
Virginia and Eric didn't have sex whenever the ladies were having drinks.
Virginia, but Claire and Ryan did.
Yeah. Claire did say that. You're right. Because I was confused.
Didn't they lying?
Wait, no. I thought she said they had done things.
Yeah, she said they doing things, but not sex.
Well, she said that this episode, but when they
were last episode, did she specify that they had done it?
She said something like that, but she
said in so many words. She said that he didn't want her to talk about it, but she went back and said, "But yes, we have done some." She said, "I don't know what the term
maybe
was,
they do anal,
but she confirmed that they did have sex."
It may be anal.
If he thinks he's his dick. Because if he's scared his dick is trash, he may not want to share it just yet. Want to make her fall all the way in love first. Play with her. Click.
Weird.
That's what Jacob should have done.
He's just not a sexual person like that, which is probably why he ain't never been in love.
That would be so sad.
I know, like such a waste of the glutes. Like, what you doing with them if you ain't doing this with?
I was actually gonna skip over Ryan and Clara, but I think they had a good conversation about the word love. Bonnie, you touched on this, how you think that it's like a control thing. It definitely is a control thing. It's really weird to me whenever I find out that people have been in multi-year relationships with a person and they keep saying they've never been in love before, because I'm like, why would you dedicate all this time to someone? And Pastor Cal explained it perfectly. It's a commitment. You have feelings for this person, you commit to be with them. Like, who said this? It was Jada Pinkett Smith on her Red Table Talks. She had her therapist come in and she said that love is not red, love is blue. It should be something that's more of like a constant, something that's just there. It's not all passionate and hot and cold. It should just be. So I like that he explained that. But I also kind of felt like Pastor Cal almost was kind of convincing him to just be like, you love this girl. And I don't want it to be where he's convinced and saying like, okay, well, I have an idea of love, but if Pastor Cal says that it's a commitment, then maybe I should just say I love her. I don't want him to be convinced.
Right. I want you to feel that shit. And there should be some red in there. I don't want to hear that shit about it's supposed to be all blue. That's bullshit. I've been with the same person for 10 years. If there are not moments when you walk in here and my eyebrow is raised, then I don't want to be with you for that long. So,
it should be red and blue and green and purple. It should be all kind of things.
Yeah,
just all of it.
Blue is probably the partnership that Will and Jada has. You're right. It's probably that's what blue is.
It is true though. It is true because I do feel like there are times when you don't like each other, but you love each other. Like the need to want to still be together, to still work it out, to still do things for one another, even when you're upset with the person. Like that's the constant for me. That even if we get into it, the way we take care of each other is not going to change because we got into it. Like we still both have to eat.
Come on, music.
So.
As long as your love don't change.
I'm
gonna go listen to that.
Come on, y'all. Let's come on. Let's do it.
Because it's Vincent and Brianna, and then Chris and Paige.
Yeah. Okay. So y'all ready?
I have something for both of them.
Yeah, these are the biggest ones. Let's talk about Vincent and Brianna.
Vincent is about to be a Latino abusive nigga. That's
It's them bald light-skinned ones that be having the anger, especially whenever you meet a nice dude that's just, yes sir, he got the cute little face you can pinch, but he got the bald and the beard. It's like, you got another side.
What's going on here?
You got another side. And then the thing that bothers me, I always knew was a red flag with Vincent when it came to career. But whenever they sat down and talked to Pastor Cal, it seemed like they kind of had smashed that. Like, it's fine. Brianna had no problem, like, making more money than him and taking care of him. But I didn't like how he keeps saying, I need somebody to have my back. It's like, how much back do somebody got to have? Are you really going to be lacking that much? Like, you keep saying it in a way to where somebody should be concerned. And I think Brianna is just so smitten right now that she's like, yeah, he has a plan. Yeah, all right. And then the other thing that's also very alarming about him, not only career, is that he keeps using this word respect. And that's such like a street hard dude term. Oh, you gonna respect me, respect. It's definitely some insecurities there. Because yes, Brianna is annoying, but the smallest things he views as disrespect. And it's like, why can't you just be annoyed or upset with the way that she might have said something? You feel as far as to say disrespected. So he's definitely
I think he don't have the vocabulary to express himself right. I feel like he has always been a little bit less than in different ways, and people has told him that, and now he has a whole mind thought that anything that someone says is disparaging about him. He don't have the vocabulary or the know-how to express what he feel like. I think that the big word he know is respect me or disrespectful. I feel like he's the one part I get in what he said was, even though I still feel like he didn't have a point, was when he said, like, you say things in a way that is down-putting to me. And someone in my comment section said, she made his name a verb, meaning she put him as you doing a Vinny, meaning when something goes wrong, when you make a mistake, it's doing him. Which is why he felt like, okay, you calling me dumb because of how you put it in that way. So I got why he got upset. I just did not like how he expressed it. Like, it's one thing to say you keep with these smart remarks and I don't like it, but how he addressed her in that closet and the tone that changed in him is what I did not like. It's like a switch flipped. And how he responded to her. He did it off camera. He thought he was off camera, but the microphone heard him. And I feel like even when she said, well, I do have a smart mouth, I do say smart things. And my thing to her was, you can't do that with someone new because they don't know you. They don't know you joking. So my thing is, if you are all day sending smart things, and when we just see one, he got pissed off because she was doing it all day. Because she said, I do all the time. So she knows she doing it. But to her, with her friends who get it, it ain't a big issue. With this new person, this new man who you don't know, he don't take it the same way. And I want her to know and him to know they both have to realize y'all strangers. So she don't know your tick tick boom and he don't know your jokes. So don't jokingly snap at him because he's not gonna get it. He don't know you yet, girl. And I don't want him to go off on her in a way that's crazy based on her thinking how she treats her friends is okay with this new strange ass man who just happens to be her husband.
Okay. I'm going to tap in right here. So my thing with Vincent is that, you're trifling. You know that you need somebody to hold you down and have your back. You want her to play a mothering role to you because you don't have your shit together. Like that's a part of what you require from her in this relationship. But then you want to nitpick and find disrespect in the way she talks to you. Yes, she do make little smart comments, but I feel like everybody watching can tell it's in jest. Like she's just joking. Like, yeah, she's like, oh, you know, that's a Vinny thing to do. But earlier in the episode, you were like, yeah, the bathroom not gonna be clean because I'm a man. Like, so you know that you trifling, you know that you're kind of probably like clumsy and not the cleanest person already. So don't sit up here and act like starts to point it out as a character flaw that all of a sudden that means you're an idiot. That's nothing to do with your intelligence level. If you feel like you stupid, then that's something you need to figure out for yourself. But she should not have to be on eggshells with the way she is as a person in order to make you feel comfortable and respected as a man. She didn't come at your neck. She was wiping up your mess while y'all were having this conversation. She's like, oh, this is such a Vinny thing while I do it, while I wipe it up myself. Like she actually bent down on the floor to wipe it up. So it kind of annoys me that there's a need for her to one, mother you, for two, to clean up behind you, and then you want to be all sensitive, man, and I want respect. Well, guess what? If you don't have to be cleaned up behind, if you don't have to be held down so tough, maybe she would be able to back up a bit. But you have to be that. And see, that's the problem for me. And how he showed up to me this episode is one of these men that feel like they deserve something that they actually don't. If you want to be seen as a man, and I'm, respected and all of that, then be the man that deserves the respect. Don't require me to clean up behind you. Don't require me to have to hold you down and all of this other shit. Like, don't require that if you don't understand what comes along with it. Be the 100% man if that's the respect that you want, but you can't not be that and then want that respect. And that's my problem with him. Now with her, my issue is I see the strong friend that because she knows she is the strong, annoying, I'm always going to tell you what to do type. Because of that, she's going to make allowances for him that is going to end up chipping away at who she is as a person, because she's going to be trying to not be, she's already like, I don't want him to blow up on me. I don't like, he blew up because she said that I don't want you to keep it all pent up, because that's what he did the whole fucking day. You sat there and didn't say nothing and just kept taking it to this last moment where now you want to bitch or fit and have an attitude. If you had
and
said,
then left
and then didn't want to tell her exactly what she said. Remember, she was like, well, what did I say? And he was like, I don't
want to talk about it.
So now you feel like I should have to read your mind. So now I got to clean up behind you, hold you down, read your mind. You know what I'm saying? All of this. And what are you doing exactly? Opening up bottles of champagne, nigga? Like, I'm exhausted for her already. I'm just saying what I learned in therapy, y'all.
Go ahead, buddy.
I'm just saying, I know this woman. Yeah, I'm worried for her because something about him feels volatile to me, even though we haven't seen it yet.
He gonna snap.
Yeah, I'm worried
snap.
for her, especially once the cameras are out of the picture and we're in the house alone and I don't have another house to run to. What's gonna happen then? And that's why I said I'm just a little nervous about this relationship, because it feels like the beginnings of an abusive relationship. Where
he
now
left so he wouldn't snap on camera. I think that's why he felt himself about to snap. He's like, you know what? I can go home because I can't snap on camera. Let me leave.
And he's teaching her to contain herself and be nervous. This whole thing, because the whole time, like, you put this idea in her head, like, okay, I don't want you to blow up. And he's like, no, we don't want me to blow up. So the whole time she's nervous. Then she runs into the room like, oh, what did I do? She's nervous. So she's trying to, I guess, compromise and make herself in a way that, he likes, or that doesn't bother him, or a way where he can control the situation. So it is a little bit, it almost seems a little dangerous, I'm not gonna lie, because their ups are are super up. Even whenever she was there for him, whenever his grandmother had the heart attack, that same level of passion that he had for her overnight, he has that same amount of rage. So I'm very nervous to see where this will go.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all want to talk about Dumb and Dumber?
Please.
Girl, dumbass Paige and punk ass Chris. Lord Jesus.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let me say this before we talk about the plot.
He looks like Camel cigarettes.
Yes. So I got a lot of comments from a very specific type of follower or subscriber, and people felt some type of way because they felt like I said that I felt like Virginia and Clara were kind of being, can I speak to the manager, Karen type of women.
They were.
Exactly. People were getting upset with me saying, well, shouldn't you protect Black women? Blah, blah, blah. That's the same type of one. Okay. You guys.
That's not what it was about.
Exactly. I don't understand how Virginia and Claire had the audacity to come up to Chris thinking that what they said held more credibility or they could bully him into treating her the right way. When the fact of the matter is, the whole situation was a disservice to the entire group. All it did was cause chaos, and it proved that in this episode. So on this episode, we get Chris. Chris takes his ass to Chicago so we don't have to find out that he's homeless, allegedly. I'm like, okay, we didn't see his apartment, and you're intentionally going to Chicago when you know we're supposed to be seeing your apartment. Now, some of y'all are going to say that we saw his apartment in the introduction episode. How do we know that was his apartment? How do we know? That definitely could have been an Airbnb, okay? He wants us to believe that he's a six-figure nigga. He lives in a skyrise. He owns this. Paige only makes a quarter of what he does. Why couldn't we see that on TV? Don't she want to stunt?
Did he say she only makes a quarter of what he makes?
Yeah, he said a third, or she said a third, and he was like, no, a quarter. Yeah,
he said that.
Right. So I peeped that. We didn't see his apartment. Next thing, he finally calls her and tells her that he wants to leave. And then we get Paige, the real Paige. We don't get baby voice Paige like this. We get turn up Paige. We get Paige, fuck you and fuck that bitch. And I was like, yes, turn up.
I'm gonna call him out and everything. I'm like, oh, she's mad.
I was ready. And I was so disappointed because now Paige is the type of person, I kind of felt bad for her because she revealed so much about herself in this conversation with Pastor Cal. She has a deep, deep, deep level of insecurity. She must feel like the gutter, like dirt, to allow this type of stuff to happen. She flows with the wind. Virginia and Clara, she wants them to fight her battles. Pastor Cal, you could tell that whatever Pastor Cal reaction was, she was going to go with that. Pastor Cal was disappointed. She was disappointed. As soon as he left, she was here for it. So I'm going to open up the floor. Y'all go ahead. Let's talk about these fools, Dumb and Dumber.
Want to go first, Jamie?
They dumb. I feel like that's the song. The song is that they dumb. I'm stuck on what he said to her in her ear. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even thinking about what was said between her and the pastor so much. I'm glad she exposed him for who he is. I'm glad the pastor called out his lies. I'm glad the pastor was frustrated when he walked in the room because he knew he done effed up. And I just can't get. I'm still sitting right there at the fact that he whispered in this girl's ear because he's so sneaky and I can't stand him because he tries to do things outside of the cameras as if we don't see what the hell going on. Hello, basketball wives. Like, we see what the hell going on. You're whispering in her ear, talk about, oh, I'm afraid I may fall in love with you. It's like, you're right, Niecy. Her level of security within herself has to be under the ground for her to continue to sit up here and believe anything this man has to say. You got it, Jamie. I mean,
it's disgusting.
Dumb and dumber.
I feel like the fact that Pastor Cal, when he asked her after y'all had sex twice, after you told yourself you did not feel a connection with him from the time y'all got married, from after him telling you he did not like you, and then after he told you he had his ex-fiance pregnant, did you still have sex with him? And she then said, yes, we did. And it was unprotected sex. You had unprotected sex after all of that. I was like, oh, we can no longer feel bad for Paige. Paige is an active participant in the bullshit. She's a narrator. She's a person writing her own bullshit story. I'm like, girl, why would you do that? And then to say, we say, well, why would you do that? And she, no, why would you have sex with him on the wedding night if you felt y'all did not have a connection? And then she said, oh, well, because I did not want to I did not want to let down my husband on our wedding night. I'm like, but bitch, you didn't know that man and you did not feel a connection to that man. What was the point of you acting as if you had to fuck him? And I feel like Paige either always wanted to be married and did not care if it was with asshole or not, or Paige just says fuck it and she wants STDs because ain't no way on God's green earth I'm fucking a man who told me he don't want me. And then the fact that she still was sitting there as if, oh, but I don't know what to do. And then when Chris walked in and it seemed like she was happy he was there. Girl, I say, yo, just dumbass. He made me so mad because he walked in smiling, and when he said, so the woman you broke up with and left, whatever happened, that's not no longer a point. Well, I haven't thought that far. Then what the fuck are you doing here? If you have not thought that far, how can you tell Paige I am still in love with her? She loved me. We're gonna be together. I'm leaving you. I'm getting a whole divorce. And then for Paige to say, well, I don't know how I feel because he still loves her. Bitch, it don't matter what he feel. What Chris feel should not matter. Even if Chris said, I love you, I want to be with you. For you to stay after what the past 8-9 days have been, you're a fucking fool. And you deserve whatever bullshit he puts you in because you keep making it seem as if whatever Chris wants to do is what you want to do. Chris wants to be with old girl, okay, fine. But if Chris wants me back, I'll be back with him. And then when he said, oh, what's my stuff in my car? And she stood at the car, like waiting for him to say, can I come with you? Can we leave together? You all ride with me? She stood there waiting for him, or he waited for her to invite him up. And because neither of them wanted to say it, they then went their separate ways. Then she said, I don't know if we're done or not. Bitch, why not? I know y'all done. What is you doing? I was like, she is so done. I do not feel like Paige got the short end of the stick because the only way to feel like you got the short end is if you are done with it. You still in it. You still want to do it. You ain't done yet. You on some bullshit.
And this is the thing for me. The fact that you left it up to him after everything he's done, after all the advantages that he took with you, you still allowed this decision to be up to him. And I'm just kind of like, she doesn't have any self-esteem. Like, as a woman, I know the reason why she was okay with continuing to have sex with him is because as soon as she felt that she wasn't attractive to him, that put her in a space of feeling like, well, I have to do whatever I can do for him to want me now because she's insecure. If she really knew who she was as a woman, as soon as he said that he wasn't into her, she would have been like, that's it. Like, I don't need to be with somebody that's not into me upon arrival. If this ain't the package that you want, then we don't even need to try to figure it out. Because at the end of the day, physical attraction is still very much a part of what keeps people in relationships, period. Okay? So to act like it doesn't matter, that's bullshit to me. There are times when if it wasn't for the fact that the nigga's mouth was the way it was, I would have left him. Okay, so for me, I feel like to act like physical attraction doesn't matter, that's bullshit to me. Because I was never even mad that Chris was worried about that, because I felt like that was a real fear to have, to not physically be into somebody. But because of how much he was worried about it, it made me feel like, oh, he's vapid and he knows it. He's, shallow and he knows it. So I think he always knew exactly who he was, and that's why he's more fucked up in this situation to me than Paige, because it's coming from a place of manipulation. I'm gonna tell you I don't want you, but then I'm gonna still have sex with you. I'm gonna tell you I want a divorce, but then I'm gonna tell you that, oh, I'm so scared of falling in love with you. But the thing about it is, as a 30-something-year-old woman, that shit I remembered from middle school and high school that would not work on adult me. So I want Paige to get therapy so that she is not this immature woman. You know what I'm saying? And I also felt like, bitch, the voice you had on that phone, where was she? She should have been here as soon as he told you that he got that girl pregnant. That should have been the voice you used on him when he told you that he wasn't attracted to you after he fucked you twice. That should have been your reaction. What the you mean? You me? That
should have been a damn panic attack.
Right. And all of that. Oh my God. You know, well,
right.
Stop perpetrating, bitch, and be who you are. I think her being dark complected has made her feel like she needs to come off as soft and appeasable and all of that as possible, as in order not to be labeled negatively. And I think that's bullshit, and she needs to step out of that. You are beautiful. Yes, you could probably, stand to get your teeth fixed. Yeah, you could probably stand to get you some glasses, because sometimes I wonder, where your eye be at sometimes, for sure. But your skin tone is not the problem at all, just so you know.
When she said, I've been with men before who have children, so I'm not new to this. I said, what does that mean? You dated men with children.
I'm
so what?
Y'all, y'all. I was like,
girl, what she said? She said, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this.
Y'all,
I said, girl,
because in my review, whenever what was this? Whenever he told her in my review, I said, and then I saw Pastor Cal go, and I was like, what? And then 2 seconds later, in my review, I said, she not new to this, she true to this. And I was trying to make fun of the girl, but she gonna take her dumb ass on TV and actually admit to it. She actually admitted to it.
I do remember you saying that in your review. I'm not even gonna lie. Yes. I do remember you saying that. Let me tell you something. When you are proud to be a fucking doormat, like, I get it. It takes a strong woman to be loving to somebody else's child, and not everybody has the capacity or the bandwidth. So at the end of the day, we all recognize that that's a good thing, that you are able to love somebody else's child. But the way you said it, it made you look dumb. Because it sounds like, child, you thought I was a doormat with this nigga. You should have seen me with the last one. Like, that's...
It's like that's why she's single, because she deals with so much fuck shit she can't even get to the next point. And my thing is, dating a man who has children who are born is different than marrying a man who got someone pregnant 6 weeks ago. Like, that ain't the thing. Like, it ain't as if he had children that's already born, or like the girl was 7 months pregnant. If the girl was more pregnant than 6 weeks, I would get Paige wanting to work it out, because again, at least at that point, you got her pregnant before you was even in this process. But the fact that you got her pregnant in the process, I could not stay.
He sees her as somebody he can abuse.
Oh yeah.
And that's what I think it's because she doesn't have that much confidence. He saw that in her. He saw that it was something that he could manipulate and that he could play on in order to get what he wanted out of the situation. So if shit didn't work out with the baby mama, then you got Paige waiting in the wings to pay for shit and be your ride or die. And also be somebody that you feel like is inferior, so you can treat any kind of way and she'll be happy just to, to slop up your cum off the floor. And to be honest, that's exactly how she carries herself, and that's unfortunate, because if she carried herself like a bitch who knew her worth, then he wouldn't have even been able to play with her like that.
And that's why he sees the benefit in keeping her right now. He's not attracted to her. He doesn't like her. But the thing is, she is literally ride or die. Mud all in the face.
He wants her to want him regardless of what he wants. He just wants to keep her on the hook. And she wants him to want her. Because she wants to come to her.
Because she thinks that's going to make him like her. But men don't work like that. Men do not work like that. Men usually know in the first 5 minutes of seeing a woman. It only take 5 minutes for them to know if they are into a woman or not. They don't need all of the talking and understanding who you are as a person. Like, that shit is cool, but ultimately men are very visual and quick to understand whether they want to fuck you or not. Like, it's already done. It's already done. So to me, I feel like he put her in the box of somebody that I would fuck, but that I wouldn't want a wife. In his mind, there are different boxes. There are girls who I smash, and there are girls who become my girlfriend. And he put Paige in a box as somebody I'll smash. And that's unfortunate because she deserved so much better than that, because she did come into this process, like Niecy kept saying, perfect examples of black girl magic and doing a thing, and deserve to be with somebody that's not going to see them as an opportunity to be used. It's exhausting.
Extremely.
I think he wanted to smash her the whole time. I think had he not found out on a honeymoon about old girl being pregnant, he would have went through the whole process with her, slept with her the whole time, and would have divorced her at the end. The thing that stopped all that was he found out on day 2 of after getting married, old girl was pregnant. That's what stopped the whole plan of I can ride this out, because now he has something to deal with in real life that he can't ignore. Like, he could have been with her for 6-7 weeks or whatever and been doing whatever, still sleeping with her, have her as a wife, and then, you know what, we just don't match. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to walk away. He had an automatic out in 7 to 8 weeks. That's all he had. It gives him promotion for his stuff. He can be on TV. It would have been the best bet. Had he been matched with someone who was light complected, long hair, someone different or whatever, he would have tried to make that work, because that's what he likes.
Yep.
It's not that he don't like Paige, like Bonnie said. That's not his wife type. He wants to sleep with her. That's why he slept with her the night of the wedding and the morning
after. She said, we fucked every night except for 2 or 3 nights. I said, so y'all going through all this and you still letting him what's out, bitch? That's too much.
Can't happen in my house. No.
I
just don't get the.
Go ahead.
I don't get the point in writing when he gonna continue to mess with this girl. And he just got her pregnant a few weeks ago. They was just engaged not too long ago. Like, he's going to continue to mess with this girl. This is the type of man that's going to have family day with his child and his baby mama and tell you he gonna be home later. That's what he gonna be doing, and he gonna be fucking. That's what he gonna be over there with her. So it's like, why would you even sign up for something like that?
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
Next week, he like, I want you to come meet and for us to talk with me, you, and I said, yo, what? Your mama, your daddy? When he said my baby mama, my ex-fiance, I said, bitch, for what? For how? Who, what, when, where, why, and how do I need to meet up with you and her? If you want to divorce me and be with her, we don't need to talk. Talk to my lawyer. Because the show said even if they separate divorce, the show still follows them. Doing whatever they need to do separately. Follow me dating while getting divorced. I don't want to talk to your ex-fiance. And I feel like that's why we have not heard from the fiance, because she's now on the show.
Yes.
Honey.
I feel so bad for her because he tried to, and you probably already mentioned this, Jaylee, he literally tried to give you an out and you chose to just hang on, only for him to turn around and be like, peace out.
Yeah.
Girl, I know that hurts. You know what I'm saying? And to feel as though, like, if she is one of those insecure people and she has been through a situation like this before, you would have thought she would have saw the signs ahead of time to get out. But she used the disguise of God in this marriage to really stay in it, when deep down it was her self-esteem about herself and her loneliness that she didn't want to go back to, only for you. The one thing you were fearing and running away from, you only ended up being right back in the same position.
But
so you should have just faced it, you know what I'm saying? And faced it on your own terms.
That one got up, they were talking to her.
Let me tell y'all something. If this bitch bring her pregnant ass on this motherfucking show and it's anything less than respectful and cordial with Paige, I'm gonna drag her from here until infinity, bitch. I'm gonna drag. I'm trying to stay away from unborn children. But I swear to God, I almost threw the unborn baby in there because this situation is already a shit show. And I feel like you wanting to come and sit down and talk to Paige is on some bullshit that Chris had set up.
Yeah.
And if you come to us with the bullshit, we gonna come to you with the dragation, bitch. It's gonna be all over Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Chris's baby mama gets dragged by YouTubers. Like, it's going to happen because even though Paige is a glutton for punishment, this is still not her fault. This is not her fault. So if you decide that you're gonna be with this dirty dick ass man after all of this, because to me, his ex should be pissed at him as well. Why are you fucking me and then going trying to get a wife off a show? Like, what is, we just broke up and we were engaged and it ain't even been that long. And now you're on a show trying to find a wife.
Right.
I think he was still fucking with that girl the whole time. And if she was in on this because she thought this would help him get more money to support them and their little family, I'ma drag their ass even more.
But I hope Paige don't kind of come at her either. I don't want either woman to feel away with each other because at the end of the day, Chris is the one who put both of them in the situation because they said, not me, they said the ex didn't know he was doing the show. So I feel like she can't be mad at Paige, but Paige also can't be mad at her. Y'all anger should be solely at Chris.
I don't see Paige coming at her though. I see Paige, if she's gonna show up, she's gonna come in, she's gonna baby voice it, she's gonna put her knees and her ankles together, and she's just gonna, hear what they have to say and express herself.
But what did she say? But I'm his wife. I don't want the I'm his wife. I can feel Paige saying, but I'm his. She is, but you his wife in name only. You know what I'm saying? I feel like neither of them should feel like, well, I'm his wife. Well, I'm a kid mom. I feel like y'all's like, Chris, you ain't shit. Like, Chris,
it shouldn't even be, but I'm his wife. Bitch, it does not matter. Why do you want to be a wife to a man like this? Hello.
And Chris's ex, I went and looked at her stuff. Her Facebook is partially private, so she likes the attention. So I know she gonna be on some bullshit. And my thing is, a man like Chris, you could have wrote this off as a whole ass mistake. You only knew him for 7 months, but you gonna bring your dumb ass on this show to be associated with him? Never. You could have walked away scot-free.
They known each other for that long before they got engaged, right?
They didn't.
Yeah, they didn't.
So y'all don't even know each other talking about you in love. Get the fuck out of here.
Exactly. You like scot-free. And Fedora, when I say partially private, I mean like you can't see her picture, you can't see her friends, but there are specific statuses where you can see she's being shady about the show. So it's like I don't know what her settings are, but you can see some posts. She
got some posts public. She got some posts. She probably has a private page and she put some posts public on purpose.
Right.
On Facebook, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's definitely shady.
So she's gonna be dumb as hell.
I am afraid how she gonna approach this. I'm afraid of how she gonna approach this because she's a lighter skinned woman and Paige is a darker skinned woman. So I don't know if she's gonna come to the table with like a superior type thing. Plus, she's the one carrying the baby and knew him first. So I would love to see them both gang up on him. Like
that's what I want.
I hope so.
Say what now?
I hope so. I hope that happen.
It's not.
I would love to see them do that.
It's gonna be the trifling dude is mine, Monica. It's gonna be Tara and Amina Butterfly.
That would be too much like right for them to go up and both gang up on him and kick his ass.
This show is a mess this season.
His ass like Jocelyn TVJ.
At least the baby mama confronting him in front of the wife of why did you go on this show when you already knew X, Y, and Z. Like I would at least like to see her say this on camera to him.
Like we were still talking.
I do want to hear the baby mother side about the chain of events because I feel like I don't know if we can necessarily trust the way Chris has explained things to us in the show. So that's why I'm interested to hear what she has to say.
She gonna say that he was living with her. When I say he was homeless, he's probably staying with her up until the wedding.
I agree. Airbnb ass bitch.
Yup.
So,
He ain't got
this show.
Where's your home? Where's your home?
okay. Where are the pictures on your walls?
Right.
He didn't have no pictures.
Nothing. It was just him on the balcony like this. Like for all we know, he could have been at the clubhouse of the town apartment complex or whatever.
That was a vacation from 10 years ago. Get out of here with that because you still got your haircut. Get the fuck out of here.
I can't wait for next week.
I don't like him.
Oh, you know he talked down.
No one does
about Paige.
You said what?
I'm scared of this sitting down too. Chris probably talked down a Paige to the baby mama. She's going to come in thinking she better than Paige.
Yeah, he did. I'm sure he did.
Let me tell you something.
I believe it.
I know it's only by the grace of God. It's only by the grace of God that Paige isn't pregnant for him now. But y'all, when they were leaving each other, that's what I wanted to say. When she was standing there waiting and she was like, I don't know if it's over or not. I think it's because Chris is going to wait for the cameras to leave to go back and fuck her.
Oh,
you know, like he definitely gonna like go put his shit at the other girl house and then wait for the cameras to leave and then go back and hunch on Paige. I definitely
call
feel
her. Mm-hmm.
For sure.
The desperation was so sad because I feel like down to whenever she walked him to the car, she said, "Okay, I'm gonna go now," and she purposely turned around like, "Yeah, look at my ass," because she knows that's the only thing he likes. I think she was like, "I'm gonna go look at this ass. Come on back." And it's like, damn, you're still that insecure.
Embarrassing.
Yes, it's embarrassing. It's disgusting. And it's like, I just cackled at the fucking TV because I just couldn't take it no more. I couldn't. Paige, you are not. I can't. I ain't got no words.
They are dumb.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it for Married at First Sight, y'all.
That's thing. We ain't mean for it to be this long, but
we didn't.
I'm so sorry, y'all. We talked about a lot.
We did.
I was like, where do we cut it? But everything was so full.
We got through it, though.
Y'all, subscribe to all the ladies' channels. This is volume 3. Volume 4 next week is going to be on Jamie's channel. And y'all know y'all want to be there to talk about Dumb, Dumber, and Dumbest potentially coming on next week. Potentially, because I feel like that's how she's gonna set herself up. So subscribe, like the video. Y'all go ahead. Y'all want to say anything? Where the people can find y'all?
Jamie's Corner on YouTube, J_Week_Corner on IG and Twitter. And that's about it. I'm always around.
I'm Bondi Blue on
everything. On all social media.
You heard what we said?
Yeah, y'all heard.
This shit.
Right, follow us on everything. And also watching it behind, comment what shows y'all want to talk about because we talked about a lot today. We can probably trim it down. But hope y'all enjoyed. Yeah, y'all have a good night. Bye.